2 freshmen with catches on that drive. And Mana's 2 for 2. Come on, kick us live.
He has 1 catch.
Tornhill, 14. Good looking freshman, man, 18 and 14.
Hello. Yeah, whistle on the flag.
Passes for big yardage, and the Yotes are on the move. With the carry for Centennial, Owen Reynoso working the left side, and Nathan Spivey has already made an impact in tonight's game with a solo tackle. KDB alongside Cody Cameron. Cody, we welcome you in on this glorious Arizona evening. It's a little warm. The far side, making that catch is Owen Reynoso, and he'll pick up about 5 or 6 yards. And you like the velocity on that pass, a little bubble screen out to the running back who leaves his backfield out to the flat route.
I like the play call from Chris Lee here on this first drive as they enter about their 8th play on this drive. But it's very, very nice pitch and catches. 1 reads for Mana. Just getting sync and chemistry with the receivers and running backs out of the backfield early.
3rd down at 10. Trips to the wide side of the field. Mana from the pocket, steps up in the pocket. He's going to get sacked. And the ball might have come loose. But Mana feeling some heat in the middle of the football field as that pocket collapsed. The Lancers were there, and they get the quarterback sacked. And it looked like for the Lancers, it was Dinos Drossos, the outside linebacker, there to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, it was also Samuel Meisner, a senior defensive end for the Lancers, also.
Will stranded punt formation here for Centennial. And back deep is Nathan Spivey, the true playmaker here for Salpointe Catholic. And Spivey's going to get the bounce on a routine ground ball. The shortstop is just going to pick it up on the hop and run out of bounds with it. So the Lancers defense stands tall in the opening drive of the game as Centennial, who starts this game out, Cody, for Richard Taylor, the only coach that's ever roamed the sidelines for this Coyote program. He's been in the business for 52 years, but for Centennial here in Peoria, they've never started 0-3 under the existence of Centennial football and the leadership of Coach Taylor.
Yeah, and just brutal. They might be one of the best 0-3 teams in the entire country, Kevin, because the 3 teams they played, all of them are slated to be open division teams with Hamilton, Highland, and Brophy. And all those games, there was 1-score games in the Hamilton-Highland game. Lost by 14 last week against Brophy, but they were in every single game. They're starting so many sophomores and a bunch of freshmen out here. They're so young. You can create an entire team, Kevin, with all the transfers, all the players hurt, and some other things that have gone around here. So young team, but man, they're going to have a ton of experience as they head into the back half of this season.
So right now it's about keeping and making the reception on a nicely run football. But you got to love it right away. Number 26, nothing doing there.
And no 2-6 on the rosters. That's high school football and max preps, I guess, this year, Kevin.
That's just phenomenal.
But, we talked about in the pregame saying, hey, we might see a 2-quarterback system. I thought it was going to be Avalar. He's been statistically the better quarterback of the 2, but a nice pitch and catch there from the junior quarterback in Alvarez.
A gain of 13 yards for Salpointe Catholic, working right to left. The Lancers wearing their burgundy pants with their white jerseys and their burgundy helmets. Big hole right up the middle. And with the carry for Salpointe Catholic, that is Richard Rivera, the senior tailback. And he found a little opening up the middle of that defense and
team to come out here, and the California team, Bishop Vermont, they canceled on the Lancers, so an early bye. 1-1 team and just hasn't played a lot of ball this season.
Gain of 13 yards for Rivera. It's Alvarez under center, and he's going to dump it off out in the flat. Making the catch is the young man that we will identify as 2'6". Let's call him Clinton Portis for now.
Like that, with an old. So we were kind of in the dark, but like I said, Alvarez statistically has the more numbers, but Alvarez starts 2 for 2 here tonight in Centennial.
That's a gain of 7. They work it to the right side, and there's a run blitz, and all over that are the Centennial Coyotes front four as they were rushing towards the quarterback, and in this case, it was the tailback that got knifed down. Leading the way for Centennial, Aaron Alvarez, 6'2", 235, a senior at a middle linebacker position, and for Alvarez, he's under the Doherty watch, so he's a good one, Cody Cameron.
Yeah, he's the dude. You know, he's the guy, the captain of that defense, the rock in the linebacker position. He's a tremendous tackler, tremendous leader, and he's going to
lean. He'll pick up 2, maybe 3, but the Centennial Coyotes again with a run blitz right there to meet the challenge. It's Nathan Spivey. They had to stop.
Yeah, talking to the coaches pregame, that's what they want to see. They want to see this defense swarm, and they played really well. And keeping Hamilton under 20 points in that 17-10 game. Highland, same thing. It's just these plays right here, early 4th down conversion where they want to see them get off the field.
Patrick Wright, it looks like they want to roll the dice early, and it appears as though that the Coyotes might have jumped. I'm going to say it's encroachment against Centennial. Richard Taylor's defense, in this case, just a little bit too aggressive here on the opening series.
And Coach Taylor's been very vocal, saying, hey, we have found ways to lose, and ways that I've never seen before. Plays like that, Kevin, you just don't see from a Centennial team, usually giving them a free pass on a 4th and 3, a crucial play early in this football game.
They get the free 5, the catch it in. 3rd first down of this drive. Play fake for Alvarez. Looks to the far sideline, has a receiver there, and that ball is incomplete. The intended target streaking down the sidelines was Axel Martinez, and that was a tremendous defensive play. If nothing else, the corner for Centennial was up there wreaking some havoc.
Yeah, and honestly, Kevin, I think that might have been the senior receiver, Morgan Curie, number 14. It is tough.
There's Spivey spinning out of an initial tackle. Penalty marker comes flying in the middle of all the bodies. They've been going back to that last play for a second. For Centennial, defensively, it looks like Braden Long that was providing the coverage. And
game that we broadcasted here in the state of Arizona, and something's going on with Max Preps and these teams, Kevin, because how many games every week we've had numerous numbers, and I know these high school football booster clubs, they're only getting jerseys for one of these numbers. So
right, yeah. Salpointe comes in out of the 6A Central Region. They're 1-1 overall. They're coming off a big win at Shadow Ridge, or against Shadow Ridge. They won at 41-0. Nice shutout win for Coach Wright. We mentioned the Yotes checking in 0-3 for Richard Taylor, the first time in the program's history. So after a penalty allows the Lancers to move the football and extend this drive, they face a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They go back to the ground game. They work the right side, and for Salpointe, Richard Rivera running hard and getting a nice little hole created off that right tackle by Luis Carrion. Let's get you the starters up front for Salpointe Catholic, who finished 10-3 a year ago, a team that went undefeated at home. Their left guard is Thuran Karan. Try that one, Thuran Karan, a junior. Luis Carrion is the right tackle. The center is Joshua Meisner. The left tackle is Roman Fina. He's a Doherty. Leaking out to the boundary, Cody, and the pass was incomplete.
Yeah, sophomore defensive end Luke Franklin for the Centennial Coyotes. Get to the quarterback, just shutting off the offensive tackle. Centennial's given pressure. I got to give credit to Alvarez, though. He's staying in the pocket for Salpointe and delivering some good throws on this first drive here for the Lancers.
The ball is placed on the 20, make it the 33-yard line of Centennial. Bunch formation. Trips to make it twins to the left, twins to the right. Alvarez scrambles to the right side, throws on the run, and he's got a receiver downfield. That ball is caught. Inbounds. Making the catch for the Lancers is Jamel Champion, the 6'2", 185-pound sophomore, making a big play down the field.
Did you see the block that Rivera had? Just sticking the linebacker, blitzing at the A-gap as we get a nice replay here. Great block from Rivera. It just springs Alvarez to roll right, set his feet, and throw a dagger downfield. And you're the better spotter than me, Kevin. It looked like a 30-plus yard gain there on third and 8.
It was indeed a 30-yard gain. Cody Cameron 1 for 1 on the yardage here tonight. 30 yards to the big fella. Nice grab there by the Lancers. Jamel Champion, Jimmel. First and goal from the 7-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, contact Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance. Last time Centennial squared off with Salpointe, it was back in November of 2012, and it was a 28-14 win for Richard Taylor's football team. And this is the second time these two teams are facing off. It's hard to imagine Coach Taylor out of Ohio has been coaching high school football for some 52 years. All right, quarterback change here, and with the run play, they go back to the tailback. In this case, it's Richard Rivera, and PFL for Gardner.
Well, it comes unblocked on the boundary side and just pummels Salpointe's running back. That's a play you need to block.
This is the Lancers. Matthew Avalar, he's the second quarterback. He's the super sophomore for Coach Patrick Ryden. Cody, we probably are going to see both quarterbacks throughout the night.
Yeah, super sophomore is a perfect description because he was a freshman phenom last year, playing multiple games due to some injuries in the quarterback room early on, and he can sling it. He can sling it and he can run it. True dual threat quarterback. Older brother played at Walden Grove and was a star linebacker who went to Dayton. This is a very athletic family.
They go to Spivey up the middle, and Spivey's going to try to work his way towards the goal line. He gets to the 3 to the 2, and with an offensive surge with that line, maybe the 1, and that's where he's going to be stopped there. It'll be 4th and goal on the 1-yard line, and we saw the Lancers coach Patrick Ryden in his first year. He's been around the program for 5 years, Cody, but will he gamble again here on 4th and goal?
Absolutely. You don't make this trip, which is about, they said about 2 hours and 25 minutes up from Tucson to come up here on Friday afternoon to kick field goals. You're going for the win, and in that you're going for it on 4th and goal from about the 2.
They have a power set. This is Rivera straight ahead, and he explodes into the end zone for a Salpointe Catholic touchdown. So the Lancers' first drive of the game, aided by a penalty, and make it 2 penalties. They're able to go 97 yards and score the game's first touchdown on a run by the tailback Richard Rivera.
Yeah, they bring in the jumbo set, an extra offensive lineman, and Dinos at linebacker. They bring him into the backfield as well. They got a kick-out block with the extra lineman, and just beautiful up the B gap, and a nice run finish from Rivera, putting points on the board.
To go opening quarter, the Lancers strike first here on the road. They lead it 7-0, and for Richard Lucera, he reaches pay dirt for the first time this season.
I love the play call too. Very balanced, very, very balanced. They put Alvarez in positions just like Centennial did, just easy pitch and catches, and I love the running style from Rivera. My first time getting to watch this player in person up here, and he is a tough runner. Not a ton of stats. Like I said, Salpointe's only played two games in this short season. So, and in, you know, the Marana game week 1, which looked like a pretty bad loss to open to the start, doesn't look that bad anymore. Marana's the king of 5A,
yes.
And making noise, not just in Tucson, but the state of Arizona. And then Shadow Ridge.
And that's the second touchback by Francone. And Cody, we've seen some great legs in our days calling football games, but Kaya Francone has a massive leg.
Yeah, it looks like, especially when you're getting down in the offensive scheme, he's probably good from 40, 45 plus. Kevin, especially this year, we say it every year just how much improved a lot of the kickers and punters are in the state. Every single week, I see one of our high school punters booting 50-plus yarders in the state of Arizona. Something's in the air over here. We're not just QBU. We got some great kickers, too.
And that's his range. I have it written down, 45 yards. Mana under center and make it Mana in a shotgun formation. And it's a run play. And there's nothing doing at all. And slow to get up for Centennial is Owen Reynoso. Reynoso, 5'8", 175. He's the junior. Man works out of the gun. Two wide receivers to his left, two to his right. Man of the air. His pass is intended for Davian Monarez. Monarez had a chance at that, but that one had a lot of sizzle to the pass, Cody.
Yeah, and there's a junior cornerback, Naz Pedrigo, just punching the ball right through. And yes, it was honestly maybe a catchable ball, but Pedrigo comes right over the top, securing the tackle with his left hand, punching it right through with his right hand. It's a great play by the junior defensive back and the Lancers secondary.
3rd down and 9. Possession play here for Centennial. Man, back to throw, rolls this way, evades some pressure. Stops, fires down the field. He's got a receiver there. That ball's caught in stride. There goes Centennial's Haas.
The ball on the money. That's a great throw by Mana.
Touchdown pass number 4 for Mana on the year. It goes 79 yards, and for Has Brown, he's having himself a night. The freshman making inroads here. 7-6, a buck 36 to go. Two catches for 94 yards for Has Brown. And late to come onto the football field is Gabriel Garcia. Ethan Beltran will be the holder. And the 1-point try by Aaron Alvarez is true. 1:36 remaining in our first 12. Our new score, Centennial 7, Salpointe 7. And how about the young man, Kanan Mana, going deep right here.
You see him set his feet, though, so, I mean, he eludes the 2 to 3 would-be tacklers in the backfield, rolls left, sets his feet. He buys as much time as possible for Brown, who is streaking across the field, stops, and goes against the grain and the lead. That's what, when Mana started last season, Centennial and their offensive coordinator, Chris Lee, they were so excited for him because he can make plays like this. Kind of a rough start to start the season, but he said, hey, look at the teams we played, 3 of the best defenses in the state of Arizona. Just got to get him to call.
That's what you call quality loss. Highland on the road, 24-17, within a touchdown. That's a quality loss. Brophy College Prep, well, we know what they're about. Jason Jewell's team, 28-14. I think Coach Taylor said they didn't play as well that week, but they're coming.
Like I said, got to be one of the best 0-3 teams in the country.
Agree with you wholeheartedly. Alvarez ready to kick this away back deep here for the Lancers. R.J. Gorey is one man, and then Nathan Spivey. It's Gorey about 3 yards deep, and he will make the catch. And by rule, that ball is a touchback, and the ball will be placed on the 20-yard line, and we get to see this dual quarterback tandem of Salpointe Catholics go back to that group. We like to race Alvarez and Matthew Avalar. Avalar is a sophomore. Another young man that's very, very athletic.
Yeah, he was the one who got all the reps in game 1 and started the end of last season. He's thrown for over 300 yards in the first 2 weeks, but split time with Alvarez last week against Shadow Ridge, and I think it just Salpointe saw something offensively where they can utilize both quarterbacks.
A little stat correction. That was a 93-yard drive. It was a 93-yard drive. And under pressure, it's Alvarez, and he gets sacked to the play. Nothing doing. Great coverage down the field. And there were 3 blue shirts there to get to the quarterback. And one of the young men that got there quickly was Nicholas Fonseca, the linebacker.
Yeah, it was 3 players there for Centennial, just swallowed them up. And Alvarez trying to buy time rolling left. Centennial, since I've been here, Kevin, 7 years of covering Arizona high school football, they have always been the most gap sound defensively, especially up front, staying home. And when quarterbacks step up, there's always a defensive lineman in their face, just like that.
Trips to the right for Alvarez. Snap is back, looking right all the way. Sliding through that pocket, another deep shot. He's got a receiver there, he's all by himself, and that ball is just slightly overthrown. Oh my, Morgan Curie once again was wide open. Curie listed at 6'5", 175. There was nobody in the picture frame, Cody Cameron.
Yeah, he can go up and get it, and there it was just kind of incidental contact on the feet with him and the Centennial defensive back. Centennial defensive back fell about a 45, but it slowed down Morgan Curie. How about the throw, though? Alvarez, this
nice
2
ball.
throws now where he's stepping up into a clean pocket and delivering absolute.
It's been big play here tonight for Salpointe.
Yeah, deep dig to the field side, finding that middle space. They've shown up and trips right toward that field. Morgan, outside receiver, gets inside leverage. Deep dig, finding the intermediate, and just right in the chest, Alvarez with an absolute bullet. Curie using that frame to shield the defensive backs and move in the sticks. That's 3 third-down conversions for Salpointe in this first quarter.
Gain of 13. They operate from the 32-yard line. And this is a play fake, and then the pass. If he was able to grab that football, he had some room to run.
Very impressed with the balance. There is an RPO action. Centennial crowds the box. 7 pre-snap, but jumps in a safety to make it 8. He sees the numbers. They have the numbers outside in the boundary. One-on-one with the stock in the corner. Just a drop pass, but they would have picked up about 8 to 10 on that play.
Gorey looking for his first catch. in tonight's game. Did not have a catch last week. 8 for $124 on the season through 2 games with 2 touchdowns. Alvarez with a play fake. He gets blitzed, and he's sacked from behind. It's a strip sack, and making the play on the blind side for Centennial. Going back to their big fella, Gavin Gardner. And Gardner, he just took an absolute shot to the quarterback.
Yeah, we're going to get a replay here, and it looked like, the left tackle on the play action tries to reach block him. Gavin Gardner just dips underneath and comes eluding right to the quarterback untouched, and a huge sack strip.
Our cinematographer down on the field.
Well, let's go.
How about that, huh?
Family tree here.
Not too
Great
bad.
first quarter there.
Fast-moving first quarter, to say the least. Nice play there by Gardner. For Gardner, his first sack tonight, he now has 2.5. Our first 12 minutes are ancient history here in Peoria, Arizona. Our score, Centennial 7, Salpointe Catholic 7. It's time to pay some bills. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. Short break, hopefully, short break.
One of the advantages of working with my office as opposed to just buying something online is that we're going to talk through coverages with you. We're going to talk through what every detail in the policy means, because we want you to understand the kind of coverages that you're getting. We want our customers to make an informed decision on what is best to protect them. We also want our customers to be digitally enabled, and so we will walk through.
Back to quarter number 2, Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. Mana hands it off, running with the football right up the middle, right behind the right guard. I believe it's Reynoso, but it is indeed Owen Reynoso. Nice run for him. Let's get you the guys up front. The left tackle is Benjamin Lother. The left guard is Cameron Durfee. The center is Bryce Pollard. And here comes the pressure again up front. Nothing doing for Reynoso. It's almost as if the Lancers had the snap count, Cody.
Yes, they do. And you know, listing the rest of that offensive line, Lother, the sophomore, he's their next big offensive lineman in the state. He's class of 2027 sophomore. You see the length, you see the frame, and when you think of Centennial offense, you think of powerful offensive line, and he's the next one. They are so excited for his development here.
6'7", 297 pounds. Lancers showing blitz. 4 wide receivers to left for Mana. Here comes the pressure. He's going to have to tuck it and scramble, and he's in trouble, and he's going to be dumped over. Nothing doing at all for Mana. Up for the Lancers, making a nice play. Ty Wallace, and he had some help.
Yeah, it just kind of looked like a broken play. They went trips to the field side, and I don't know if they're trying to read option that, and running back went the wrong way, but regardless, we're going to see our first field goal attempt of the night here.
Ty Wallace with a tackle. His 9th tackle of the year. And on for Centennial, Aaron Alvarez, 2nd year of place kicking. This would be a 34-yard attempt from the far hash. Ethan Beltran. Away, and Centennial takes the lead, their first lead of this football game. They lead at 10-7 here with 10 minutes to go till halftime.
That's a good swing there, especially because you look at how they scored. That second possession platform throw by Mana putting on the board, and Salpointe driving down in that second. Nice forced fumble by Gardner. Put 3 points on the board there, so a nice swing. They're, scoring and capitalizing off of turnovers is something that Centennial did not do those first 3 weeks, which once again, being in the state for 7 years, I saw so many Centennial games that were 28-0, 31-3, where they capitalized off turnovers and just bled the clock, owning the time of possession. They failed to do that those first 3 weeks. Like Coach Taylor said multiple times publicly, we have found he called it exciting and new ways to lose that I've never seen in my career. So it's good to get some familiarity back here at home on this Thursday night on a short week where, hey, you've already capitalized on 1 turnover. playing that Centennial ball. Going to Salpointe, though, Kevin, really impressed balance of the offense. Obviously,
Very much so.
the strip sack, not good offensively, but dominating. Salpointe was owning the game, and that big play shows you what Mana could bring every single play.
That one is kicked away from Spivey, and it will go. I don't know if that ball actually made it into the end zone. I think it did. So by rule, the ball should be placed at the 20-yard line, and that's where Salpointe Catholic will go back to work.
I think they're saying it flew out at the 1, so they're actually going to put the ball in the 35 on the hash.
So it's going to be a procedure penalty on Centennial.
Which, by the way, doesn't go on the, okay, it's not the 40.
What a tradition, right? 37 postseason appearances. 8 straight, Cody, heading into this season. 7 state title appearances. That hasn't been their game. Just 1-6 in those contests with a ring back in 2013. Dennis Benet, part of that group.
When you think of Tucson high school football, what's the first school you usually think of?
I mean, for me, I'm just a couple years older. CDO for whatever reason.
Okay.
Kadeem Carey, guys like that. But it's got to be Bijan and Salpointe Catholic.
Yeah.
They've earned that right. Trip to the right side. Alvarez, play fake. All kinds of time. Loads up. Deep shot. Beautiful ball. Has a receiver there. And that ball is caught in stride once again for Salpointe Catholic. It is Morgan Carey. And let's see if it holds up.
They're going to go offensive PI. Just both right in front of the ref. Just 2 extended arms in the push of the back. But once again, Alvarez with an absolute dart. We're getting this beautiful view of it right when the cornerback turned. Just double extension on the hands right in front of the ref. Nice call by the sideline officiating. But, man, Alvarez, he's throwing 3 or 4 deep balls that have not only just been on the money, just a perfect spiral.
And that long gain is cut down to 0.
I was going to say, former defensive back in me, I just trying to get the DB some love as much as possible.
No doubt about it. Race Alvarez, QB1 tonight on a 3rd series of the night for the Lancers. Trailing here 10-7. It's Alvarez with a handoff, running on the left side. And there'll be a gain, but it's a short gain. Maybe a gain of a couple, if that. 2nd down and nearly 20. Ball rests on the far hash at the 26-yard line. Blown up, making the play for Centennial. Anthony Hernandez was in the backfield, and he was causing some carnage down there.
Yeah, rain react on the trip side. He's just that force flat defender. He shows the screen. His first step is always forward as a flat defender like that. T-step drives, eludes the stock block slot receiver, and pummels that screen attempt. It's a great play by the junior outside linebacker, Anthony Hernandez.
RJ Gorey has been targeted 3 times tonight. He's still looking for his first catch. So it's 3rd down and an Uber ride here. Ball, again, rests on the far hash of the 26-yard line. Working out of the pistol, it's Alvarez. Yotes bringing pressure with 4. They get through. Alvarez escapes the pressure, wants to throw on the run. He does, over the middle of the field. He wants Gorey again, and that ball was batted down. And I think Gorey was able to make the catch. Penalty marker comes flying in, and you could have markers in the secondary as well as the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you're going to get a pass interference here on Centennial, either that or legal hands. And out of the pocket rolling, he just had a spot curl guy, one of Centennial's outside linebackers, absolutely unloaded on the receiver on that. But I don't think it's an automatic first down in Arizona high school football.
It's definitely not, but we've mentioned it already. But what we've seen here in the early stages of Race Alvarez, just a junior signal caller, he looks the part, Cody, and he throws a really, really pretty ball.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him for a defenseless receiver. So I don't know if that's an automatic first. We're going to see with the sticks here. Now I think they're sticking with 3rd and 5. But yes, Alvarez has looked really, really impressive. So is Rivera too. I love Rivera's running style. It's the north to south one cut that I love, and he's a punisher.
So after the penalties marked off, and without the officiating crew being mic'd up, we'll have to kind of speculate on our own what's happening. Our referee tonight is Pat McDonald. The umpire is Anthony Hicks. The headlines. So they continue to talk at the 40-yard line, and now everybody's going to retreat to their positions. So from what we can see, it'll be 3rd down and 5 with the ball being on the Lancer 41-yard line, working left to right. They'll have trips to the left of Alvarez, single receiver here to the near side. And now we're going to get a timeout taken on the field, and Richard Taylor wants to take the timeout. Perhaps Andrew Taylor, the defensive coordinator for Coach T. I was talking to Coach Taylor earlier this week and said, 76 shutouts and in 32 years is one eye-popping number.
Yeah,
right?
his son's been part of most of them. Andrew is, I think, I don't know, someone's got to fact check. I think Richard Smith, the great West Valley reporter, is reporting on, I think he's watching our broadcast right now. I don't know if Andrew played here. Maybe not. I can't remember the age. Maybe he was one of the first. But either way, he's been on staff for a long time and has been the defense coordinator for many years. Many think Richard Taylor, the great Richard Taylor, who's going to be in every Hall of Fame and every conversation like that in Arizona high school football. Look, Andrew's a little bit more serious, and he cares, though. That's the most important part. When we see these great programs, Salpointe's done it back-to-back coaching switches. Chandler's done it right. They promote within because it's a coach who's already bought in completely. They care about the program, and the kids obviously love to play with them. Andrew Taylor is an amazing assistant coach, and I really do think if that's what the Centennial administration chooses, him being the next guy, he will continue to do an amazing job here at this program.
They would just add on to the Taylor legacy built by Pops.
Yep.
Richard Taylor had a peanut butter sandwich before the game tonight. Did Coach T. All right, 3rd down and 4 from the 41-yard line. This is a run play, and running with the football right up the middle for the Lancers. With a big tote was Charles Cheney, 5'10", 205, the sophomore, showing you a burst of speed, and then he finished.
Safety got to get a little bit of a lick, but pops right back up and get backs in the huddle. It's a great job by the sophomore running back for the Lancers.
Gain of 13 yards, 1st and 10 Lancers as they get another 3rd down conversion. That's 4 here in the first half. Alvarez pumps to the bubble screen, wants to go deep. He's got a receiver there, and that ball's caught. And taking the football into the end zone for Salpointe Catholic is Morgan Keary. 47 yards to the house on a deep ball, and once again Alvarez drops a beauty into the breadbasket.
Yeah, they set this play up because they've hit that quick screen a couple times on the bubble. They just go rock and go. They fake that to the slot.
Up, and it is true. 8:21 to go to the intermission. The Lancers 14, the Coyotes 10. And, well, we've seen the long ball here, but the accuracy of the quarterback, Alvarez, has been very, very impressive here in the first half.
Yeah, like we said coming in, the coach didn't tell us. He said, and doing the pregame prep, Avalar was their guy against Marana, split time, but he had more yards, more touchdowns, way more pass attempts than Alvarez did. And just watching a pregame, it's pregame football, right? Like they're going through the motions and stuff. And so when kickoff happened, we had no clue. It does not surprise me at all that Alvarez is starting here at quarterback, because his delivery, his demeanor, the way he sets his feet, that is an extremely well-coached individual.
Yeah, That's deep was Jaheim Brown, and for Richard Taylor's group, now the Coyotes once again face a deficit. They trail it here at home 14-10, and they have to go back to their quarterback in this run game with Kanamana and company.
Salpointe's really dominated this football game, especially offensively. You take the strip sack away. I mean, that was a huge point swing, but they were driving. What's really impressed me, though, and I've said it a couple of times, how balanced they are. They're not getting away from the run. They got 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. I would say 90% of teams are passing that football. They go inside zone, man, and just gashed them to pick up the sticks. That's a big play call, and they have trust in their running backs to make big plays.
Cody, there's a new tailback. It's number 30. He is a specimen. His name is not on this roster. Unfortunately, we'll see if we can't do some digging on that, but I can tell you what, he's another one of those outstanding backs that we've seen here over the years.
Even my update. Tonight he's a senior tailback. He's been splitting carries with Reynoso, who's the junior. Reynoso coming into this game averaging 5.5 yards per carry against 3 defenses who I said are some of the top defenses in the state. Reynoso's kind of been the guy that's kind of chunked a lot of those teams. He also leads the team with 2 touchdowns. But we also see Mana. Mana's also got some dual threat abilities coming in this game with 82 yards carries. So he has that ability. I love what Mana's doing, just extending time too and setting his feet and throw. Both these quarterbacks, both juniors, have shown out here in the first 18 minutes of this football game.
Boy, they sure have. And how about this young and upcoming receiving core? Again, for both teams. For Centennial, we see Haas Brown make a major play with that 79-yard
$10 to 15 guys on their roster right now, Kevin, who should be playing freshman or frost-off football. You know, they've had to bring up so many guys, and it's great for those kids. They're getting varsity experience so early in their career, but because of injuries, because of kids getting in trouble and some other, and all the transfers, they've had to play key roles. So it is hard to get chemistry that early against teams when you've never practiced with them.
Oh, they're waiting for Shamar. playing football at Centennial, but you understand the youth.
Yeah, like you said, right, the freshmen, him and Torrin Hill both look amazing, by the way, for freshman high school football players, and Hodge Brown already a big touchdown catch. But that's a player who could be getting freshman reps, but because of a Shamar Bearhill and a Nico Boncourt, who is one of the best cactus players, in the state, those things happen.
Well, that last throw by Mana was just a perfect pass. And one thing that we saw and one thing we see the offensive coordinator for Centennial do, and that is, we talk about one of the guys there contributing, Coach Lee, is to put his guys in space. And if he catches that football, he's off to the races,
Yeah,
CC.
I talked to Chris Lee before the game and just talking about man. And Mana being one of them, where we know he's such a talent in the junior class of 2026, but he struggled at 50% completion percentage between those three. But he's had to do with receivers who, Kevin, they don't understand separating yet, right? They're so new. You talk about freshmen, they're so wide-eyed coming out here, and it's maybe not anymore because of 3 games, but just understanding when we talk about the top guys, where Shamar Bearhill and Nico Boncourt, they're so experienced in those things, just waiting for them. So it's just been some growing pains with this offense.
It's part of the process. And Gore's just going to, well, he should just get the heck out of Dodge. It always amazes us, Cody, on a punt like that, why the return team continues to just hang around the football, as if they're going to get that gratuitous hop and then take it for 6. Just get the heck out of there.
Call it Peter means find sideline, get to sideline. Kevin, we have one of our first chat comments of the night from Mr. Ralph Amsden.
Oh,
he
one
says,
of the best.
He says, go football teams, hooray Thursday football. Mr. Amsden, with his kids playing in North Carolina high school football, they're getting big, they're getting strong. Ralph being a football dad now is really cool to see.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. The respectable Ralph Amsden. Not a lot of journalists do it the way he does. Often thought that Ralph has Time Magazine and Sporting News and
he's famous.
The big publications type of work. 14-10 our score here. How about Noah Carter? He's off to Alabama. A one-time Centennial Coyote. Kenny Worthy III at Washington State. They just produce big-time players here at Centennial. All right. Running the football for Salpointe. They'll go back to Richard Rivera. Rivera with a carry. Nothing doing there. Nice defense by the Yotes, standing tall in the middle.
Yeah, senior linebacker Aaron Alvarez just
left, twins to its right, and again it zips a pass down the field, and that ball's caught out past the 40-yard line. We don't know who 26 is. We're working on that, but he's got good hands. He's played both sides of
the throw. That's a corner route close to the sideline. Have to put that inbounds, but can't lead them two in. Defensive backs on the hip pockets, and it's right on the chest. What a throw by the junior quarterback, Alvarez.
Alvarez with a 21-yard pass completion. Alvarez on a play fake, and he gets dropped in the backfield. He got absolutely leveled, and here comes a penalty marker coming in late. And for Centennial, blitzing the quarterback and laying him out was Anthony Hernandez out of his safety spot. 6'1", 160, a junior, lowered the boom on the quarterback.
Yeah, we got to get a replay here because they're talking about Whitehead sees it from the backside, so he kind of sees that next snap back, and he might be saying that it's, a high hit above neck, and he's going to call it. He's going to call a personal foul. A hit to a defenseless quarterback, I guess. in the neck or chest. I would love a replay of that hit.
Yes,
Here we
we'd
go.
like to see that again. Unabated to the quarterback.
Yeah, you probably want the crown of the helmet, what they always say, just more down. And so I don't hate the call, but his arms are extended. It is a heck of a shot.
It's a great shot. Bang, bang play. The result is a first down for the Lancers. They cash in yet another miscue for the Yotes from the 43 of Centennial. They'll bring pressure with 4. Alvarez back to throw. Again, another deep shot to the middle, and that ball is overthrown. He wanted Curie once again. This time he threw the ball into double coverage, and back deep for Centennial. Providing that coverage was Antonio Alvarez. And then Braden Long was back.
Six on this.
And 30.
Okay.
And 30 as
Yeah.
well.
We got to get 30. Yeah, that's a toughie.
So incomplete pass, but once again he saw that the ability by Race Alvarez to throw the deep ball with accuracy. Just slightly overshot the streaking carry. Centennial again showing a blitz. They run it and running the football up the middle and spinning out of a tackle and picking up extra yardage for the Lancers was Charles Cheney. And the sophomore tailback just rips off a 13-yard carry, and that's a chain-moving run for Salpointe Catholic.
Yeah, Cheney looks like the next best tailback for Salpointe. He shows that same 1-2 cut ability getting north. He's a big kid.
Quick snap, they go back to Cheney again as he's running to the outside and made that first man miss. And Alvarez is going to get chased down from behind. Gavin Gardner there credited with the stop. Penalty marker comes from the secondary. And boy, the tempo here for Salpointe Catholic is kind of keeping the Yotes defense on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, they're running that left side of Roman Fina and Cruz Huerta. Roman Fina, a Duke commit as a senior. His older brother went to UCLA. That left side is just chunking the edge players from Centennial, who's missing like 3 or 4 starters on that defensive line for various things. We're going to holding offensively for Salpointe. At the receiver spot, too, totally away from the play. Morgan Curie gets called for that.
Oh, I thought the official was mic'd up for a second there. One other note on Roman Fina, all-region second teamer out of the 6A Central Region last season. And he's also on the Doherty watch list. We might have mentioned that. 14-10, inside 5 to play. Alvarez under pressure, and he's getting sacked again. Nothing doing. That play took a while to develop, but getting to the cornerback in a hurry. One of them there for Centennial was Aaron Alvarez. Who else was there, Cody?
Hey, there was Aaron Alvarez was the first guy there, and then a parade came, but it was Alvarez on Alvarez crime there. Aaron Alvarez shot out of a cannon, unblocked. There's been multiple plays where Centennial's bringing edge pressure, and they go unblocked to get to the quarterback. Big sack on second down for the senior leader for Centennial.
That is the 5th sack of the season for Centennial.
Off for a big gain.
So it'll be a 4th down. On the 33-yard line, it'll be 4th down at 12. It looks like Coach Ryden's going to elect for an attempt at 3.
50-yarder.
It would be a 50-yarder, and their kicker, Kaya Francone, has got quite a leg. Can't identify the holder for you because we don't have his name for you. But from the far hash,
they will happily decline. And what a kick for the Lancers. We talked about it pregame. You said, hey, his range about 45 yards. We saw it, his kickoffs just boom out of the end zone. Go, hey, he might have a little bit more, and he did. That one was good from about 54 as our camera crew cracks it in there. And, yeah, just barely I bet about 54 yards, I think, is left of leg. What a kick from the Lancers.
I would say his range is 55 yards now.
That's gorgeous. What a kick.
Fantastic kick. Great hold by 39. We're here cheering for you, young man. We'd like to identify you, but we have been dealt a knuckleball when we're sitting dead red for fastballs. 17-10, very entertaining first half here, and there's been some big plays in this one, Cody.
It really has, and Salpointe just outside of that strip sack fumble, they have scored on every single possession, which is huge coming here to Centennial's house and putting points on the board like that.
You got to figure Frank Cohn, after drilling a 50-yarder, is pumped up, and he's going to send another one into the end zone, and it is another touchback. This time the ball is going to be put out the 20-yard line. Jaheim Brown made the catch in the end zone, but they'll put it on the 20.
Level, and you have to replace them with 14-year-old freshmen who should be playing freshman football. It's unheard of for the Centennial program to have to do that.
So Mana will begin this drive from his own 20, and they'll run it up the middle for Reynoso, bounce it out the inside, and he makes a man miss, and he's just going to crash right into the Lancer sideline, but Reynoso picks up about 20 yards, and that's a big first down carry for Reynoso and this Coyote offense.
And that's what
on.
Now about 27 yards on back-to-back carries total for Reynoso. Love the vision. Love the vision. He was the leading running back coming into this game, 156 yards on those 3 games, averaging 5.5 yards a carry against some of the best defenses in the state of Arizona.
From the 47 of Centennial, working right to left. This is Reynoso again, and this time he gets spun backwards, loses his footing, and he's finally going to be covered up with a loss there. Good hustle by Salpointe Catholic. Over there making things difficult was Dinos Drasos. What a name, Dinos Drasos.
He is a big kid. He is physical. He is just kind of the wired defensive player that's just all out there for Salpointe. There you see, misses the tackle originally. Reynoso tries to get up, and Dinos finishes him.
Yes, he does. Almost if he's in some sort of a UFC fight. He just put the wood to him there at the very end. How about for Drasos? Offers from Nebraska and Louisville. Lancers showing blitz. Second down and 14 from their own 43-yard line. Mana, deep ball, far sideline, and there's nobody home.
Around Pedrigo, the junior defensive back, we called his name a couple times now, just kind of winning. We call that winning the route, when you're able to get on top of a 9 route like that, turn, face the quarterback, and you are running the route for the receiver. That's a great job but from the junior. Really impressed with his man coverage early here in the first half.
Nas Pedrigo at one corner spot. Pedrigo gets to draw the assignment on the freshman Haj Brown. Single coverage this way if they want to go that route. Mana takes a look over. 3rd down, 14 from the 43-yard line. 2:06 to go to the break. Big play here for Centennial. Perhaps they're changing the play at the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Shotgun snap for Mana. Under some pressure, steps through. Deep ball down the slot. Ball's caught in stride and making a big-time catch. For Centennial is Isaiah Lopez. And what an outstanding grab. And once again, a beautifully thrown football by the quarterback, Mana.
Hey, 4 hurts right up the seam, beats the nickel defensive back.
Puts the ball into the tailback's hands, and he gets stuck in the backfield. Drossos again, give him a TFL, and he's heating up as he's playing linebacker, running downhill.
Yeah, arm tape, neck brace, Drossos shedding the block, jumping the route, or excuse me, jumping the ball carrier. Great form tackle. Drossos nearing, say about 5 or 6 tackles in this football game.
I think Drossos missed the entire right side of Gates and Aragon, the guys that we were just talking about, making big plays in the run game. That time they did not account for Drossos. In fact, looked like they were able to beat Cameron Durfee, the left guard, 6'1", 305. One thing that Coach Taylor has up front, he has a little youth, but he's got an awful lot of size, Cody.
He really does, and that Centennial, that offensive line for years, right? Just the beef and the heart and soul of that offense. And nonetheless here, it's just the same thing. They have some youth, and the first 3 games playing, it's just continuity, and you have the skill players all just separated as well. So tonight was a big test for them where, hey, we're at home, we're not playing, and no offense to Salpointe, they're just not at that open 8 like slot. I think many people for sure have them slated as a 6A playoff team, but as of right now, they're not 3. But I'll tell you what, Salpointe's really, really impressed me on offense tonight.
And we talked about it before we went on air, that just some things that I've talked to with other coaches around the circuit. They said, boy, Salpointe is well coached.
Yep.
They didn't change a lot, right?
No.
With what Coach Eric Rogers did and Dennis Benet did.
Running pretty much a 1 route just into the boundary, a quick out there. I don't know if it was a true RPO or a play action. Either way, Mana, he's on skates trying to elude pressure with just 1 route right on the sideline.
I would have liked to seen a shot towards the end zone here.
Yep.
17-10 is our score. The clock is stopped at 1:31. 3rd down, 14. Ball is on the 19-yard line of Salpointe Catholic. Mana has receivers to his right and his left. Reynoso is checked in. He's flanked to the left of Mana. Kanan Mana, he's gone all the way. Snap back. There's the shot towards the end zone. He's got a receiver there, and that ball is broken up. Great coverage provided by Trey Edmondson. Penalty marker comes in, a little taunting perhaps. And the target for Centennial.
Complete hands. If he does it, I think, towards his team, he's not going to get called in here. He plays through the hands there during the play. But he,
I see the infraction, but
yeah,
man,
it's tough. It's tough.
If he's angled a little bit towards, let's say, the street,
that's what I'm saying.
You don't light him up.
Or if he's with his team, like going to his team and doing it, angling it towards the player, I think is going to get him. So that is another play, or it's another penalty. That's not an automatic first down. So. And it's after the play, so it is a true 4th down play call here for Centennial.
That's a tough one. That was, a nice ball by Mana. Good effort there by Jaheim Brown, and The effort by Edmondson was top-notch. It was just man, that's tough.
It's a great shot by our film crew.
But he was over him a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think if he just angles that towards his team, it's all good. Great play. I mean, we had a great shot right there on the field, and you can see, yeah, you're taught kind of look back, but if you're trailing that, you don't look back, because the moment you look back, the ball's in the receiver's hands. So what he does, he waits just a slight second and rips the ball out of the receiver's hands. Jaheim Brown, the freshman, great play. So since it was after the play, it is not a replay third down or an automatic first. We get a true 4th and 4 here.
For all of your insurance needs, contact Trey Clarkson State Farm for home, auto, motorcycle, boat. Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance. All right, they've sorted things out, and it appears that Richard Taylor is going to elect for the 3 points here at home.
Coyotes setting up for the field goal attempt.
Ethan Beltran is the holder. Aaron Alvarez has a 34-yarder to his credit. His second one is on the way, and it is no good. The kick is no good. It was a low trajectory type kick, and I believe he missed it wide right. So the Lancers sideline in jubilation here. With 1:21 to go, the Lancers will get the football back, and you got to figure they're going to continue to take some chances with this wide receiving group that has the ability to go deep.
Salpointe has come here after a 2.5-hour bus ride and really taken it to Centennial on their field. That's what's happened. You know, before the game, I said, hey, this is probably the game where Centennial is going to get their feeding down and everything's going to be good. And my pregame prediction completely wrong. Salpointe has dominated this football game.
Rivera.
Yeah, they got one timeout here. The clock stops very, very shortly to replace the sticks. They got to go fast here, but they only have to get to the 33 to get into the kicker's range.
Gain of 16. To the air. Alvarez breaks a tackle and fights his way forward. Boy, somehow Alvarez avoided a sack in the backfield. And when you avoid the pressure of Gavin Gardner, who's had a whale of a first half, and now the clock will stop with 13.3 seconds to go. And Cody just mentioned it. If you're thinking about a field goal here for Kaya Francone, he just made one from 50 yards. So they are they're about, 7 yards away from being in field goal position here.
Yeah, and I would just have a clear out with the streak towards the boundary side. So on the left hash right here, I go 2 receivers to the left side. I put Morgan Curie in the inside slot here. Kevin, just one read, out route, and have a speed out right at the 30 and a streak to clear out towards the hash on the numbers. Just an easy pitch and catch, and you can technically run that twice. 13 seconds, that ball's either out of bounds, caught inbounds and ran out of bounds, or the ball's a throwaway out of bounds. That's what I'm running here. They might put, and I don't know if they're going to do this, but it looked like they had called timeout with about 15 to 16 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to get that. Probably not with high school football here. But they did call timeout with like 15 and a half seconds. But that's my guess, and I mean, I'm already wrong. Pre-snap, Morgan carries to the field side here. But I'm running those, a clear-out streak and an out route angled. Run 2 of those, get to the 30. That kicker's got the leg to do it.
Rivera has runs of 11 and 16 yards on the drive. The ball is on the 47-yard line of Centennial. kind of playing a little bit of a prevent here with 3 high safeties. Alvarez, his pass is outside, coming back. Till halftime, it's 17-10. This would be a big 3. Snap back, hold down. Francone swings his right leg through it. Again, it has plenty of leg, and he has drilled a 51-yard field goal. It's 20-10 with 4/10 of a second remaining here in our first half. And once again, the Lancers sidelines, absolute jubilation, and the crowd that is here to support Salpointe Catholic is on the rise.
A star is born out here in Peoria. Salpointe's kicker drills back-to-back 50-plus yarders. That one just over the bottom crossbar to sink it in the Peoria night sky. Kevin, I have never seen a kicking performance in the high school level like this with that much pressure. They even lined up with that ball at the 34, even closer to try to get that in his range just enough, and he drills it. What a display we have out here for the Salpointe kicker.
What a play, though, when you go back to Alvarez to carry that allowed them to get that field position to drill the 51-yarder. Back-to-back 50-yard boots for Kaya Francone. Wow. And this time he's going to scrib it. And we're getting used to see that thunderous leg. This time he just soccer styles one. That'll end the first half as the Lancers have made their way from Tucson to the Valley here in Peoria, and they are here on a business trip coated cameras.
Yeah, just like I said, they seven first half for Salpointe. So that was a pivotal key for Centennial. But you take that away, Salpointe, outside of the turnover margin, has dominated this football game. The offensive line is getting after it. I think defensively, too, they're doing some really nice things. The offense has extremely impressed me. And Alvarez, the quarterback, just perfect accuracy in that first half and just great display of
Cody, a couple other quick points here before we pay some bills, but you just, until you see it, it's been impressive. And these wide receivers that are growing up here, both sides of the ball here tonight between Centennial and their youth, and this young man, Kiri, boy, he has been impressive. And the best player for Salpointe, we haven't even called his name, but maybe a couple times, and that's Nathan Spivey.
Yeah, Nathan Spivey, he hasn't had to do much because they've had the sophomore running back be able to
something online is that we're going to talk through coverages with you. We're going to talk through what every detail in the policy means, because we want you to understand the kind of coverages that you're getting. We want our customers to make an informed decision on what is best to protect them. We also want our customers to be digitally enabled, and so we will walk through with them how to use the State Farm app, how to use Drive Safe and Save, and different things that State Farm offers. And another thing that we want to do is to make sure we're offering opportunities for them to review their coverages after they sign up with State Farm, because life is always changing, and we want to make sure that you have the coverages that are going to protect you and your family long into the future. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
We all want something from him, without realizing that he has already given us something much more valuable. Because he taught us that any obstacle can be overcome. the only size that matters is the size of a talent. That the team always comes first. That you must be ready to face anything that comes your way. That love always wins. That there's no greater legacy than the one which lasts forever. And above all, no matter how far you've come, he taught us to never settle.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Being a State Farm good neighbor means going the extra mile for my customers. Our office treats our customers like family. You know, this has been a family business for me in a sense for a long time. We're gonna be there for you in good times and bad times. That might mean going to meet a customer somewhere to help them. That means being involved in our local community. One thing that I love about being a good neighbor in my community is giving back to local high schools and being involved in athletics. It's a family atmosphere here. You know, this is more than a 1-800 number, and that's what I love about State Farm. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
Do the Ravens have it this year?
Can Lamar get it done?
They trying to write us off. Y'all got it? Yeah. Now hard.
Oh, you know we got it. That's right.
Oh, you know we got it. That's all. Oh, you know we got it. That's right.
Oh, you know we got it. Oh, you know we got it. Oh, you know we got it.
Y'all ready?
Oh, you know we got it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. You ain't never gonna stop us. Cause you know we got it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
So, what do we think about the new Tacoma? Lumberjack?
It's a keeper.
Interesting. Ranch hand?
I reckon I'd trade my horse for one.
Nice. Bigfoot? It's true. A lot of leg room. Great point. Thanks, you guys.
Pat?
Let's do it.
The all-new Tacoma. It passes the rugged test. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hello, Coach. My name is Josh Allen. I'm a quarterback at Reedley Junior College out of California. Please have a look at my highlights and get back to me at any convenience.
He went to everybody. They all said no.
Educating our customers is so important to us because we want them to have all the knowledge on what it's going to take to protect them and their family. One of the things that our office is passionate about is life insurance. Our goal is to protect families and protect their future and protect what they've worked so hard to achieve. It's our mission to not shy away from talking about health insurance and disability insurance and let them make informed decisions on what is best for them and their family. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
This glorious Whataburger is yours. A few minutes ago, it didn't even exist. Why? Because every Whataburger is 100% fresh beef and made to order. That means we didn't start cooking it until this exact moment, right here, when you ordered it into existence. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Educating our customers is so important to us because we want them to have all the knowledge on what it's going to take to protect them and their family. One of the things that our office is passionate about is life insurance. Our goal is to protect families and protect their future and protect what they've worked so hard to achieve. It's our mission to not shy away from talking about health insurance and disability. And being a State Farm good neighbor means going the extra mile for my customers. Our office treats our customers like family. You know, this has been a family business for me in a sense for a long time. We're going to be there for you in good times and bad times. That might mean going to meet a customer somewhere to help them. That means being involved in our local community. One thing that I love about being a good neighbor in my community is giving back to local high schools and being involved in athletics. It's a family atmosphere here. You know, this is more than a 1-800 number, and that's what I love about State Farm. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
Car wreck, check. Motorcycle wreck, check. Truck wreck, check. Bicycle wreck, check. UFO wreck, what? In a wreck, you need a check. Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
If this is your wreck, you need a check.
If this is your wreck, you definitely need a check.
Hurt in a wreck, need a check?
We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Being a State Farm good neighbor means going the extra mile for my customers. Our office treats our customers like family. You know, this has been a family business for me in a sense for a long time. We're going to be there for you in good times and bad times. That might mean going to meet a customer somewhere to help them. That means being involved in our local community. One thing that I love about being a good neighbor in my community is giving back to local high schools and being involved in athletics. It's a family atmosphere here. You know, this is more than a 1-800 number, and that's what I love about State Farm. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
We all want something from him, without realizing that he has already given us something much more valuable. Because he taught us that any obstacle can be overcome. That the only size that matters is the size of a talent. That the team always comes first. That you must be ready to face anything that comes your way. That love always wins. That there's no greater legacy than the one which lasts forever. And above all, no matter how far you've come, he taught us to never settle.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
We all want something from him, without realizing that he has already given us something much more valuable. Because he taught us that any obstacle can be overcome. That the only size that matters is the size of a talent. That the team always comes first. That you must be ready to face anything that comes your way. That love always wins. that there's no greater legacy than the one which lasts forever. And
Do the Ravens have it this year? Can Lamar get it done?
They trying to write us off. Y'all got it? Yeah. Now hard.
Oh, you know we got it. Up. That's right.
Oh, you know we got it. That's all. Oh, you know we got it. That's right.
Oh, you know we got it.
Oh, you know we got it.
Y'all ready?
Oh, you know we got it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. He ain't never gonna stop us. 'Cause you know we got it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
So, what do we think about the new Tacoma? Lumberjack?
It's a keeper.
Interesting. Ranch hand?
I reckon I'd trade my horse for one.
Nice. Bigfoot? It's true. A lot of leg room. Great point. Thanks, you guys.
Pat?
Let's do it.
The all-new Tacoma. It passes the rugged test. Toyota. Let's go places.
Do the Ravens have it this year? Can Lamar get it done?
They trying to write us off. Y'all got it? Yeah. Now hard.
Oh, you know we got it. Up. That's right.
Oh, you know we got it.
That's all.
Oh, you know we got it.
That's right.
Oh, you know we got it.
Oh, you know we got it.
Y'all ready?
Oh, you know we got it.
Educating our customers is so important to us because we want them to have all the knowledge on what it's going to take to protect them and their family. One of the things that our office is passionate about is life insurance. Our goal is to protect families and protect their future and protect what they've worked so hard to achieve. It's our mission to not shy away from talking about health insurance and disability insurance and let them make informed decisions on what is best for them and their family. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
This glorious Whataburger is yours. A few minutes ago, it didn't even exist. Why? Because every Whataburger is 100% fresh beef and made to order. That means we didn't start cooking it until this exact moment, right here, when you ordered it into existence. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
This glorious Whataburger is yours. A few minutes ago, it didn't even exist. Why? Because every Whataburger is 100% fresh beef and made to order. That means we didn't start cooking it until this exact moment, right here, when you ordered it into existence. Whataburger, just like you like it. This glorious Whataburger is yours. A few minutes ago, it didn't even...
Car wreck? Check. Motorcycle wreck? Check. Truck wreck? Check. Bicycle wreck? Check. UFO wreck? What? In a wreck? You need a check. Call Lerner and Road today.
Lerner and Road is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
If this is your wreck, you need a check.
If this is your wreck, you definitely need a check.
Hurt in a wreck? Need a check?
We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Road is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
One of the advantages of working with my office as opposed to just buying something online is that we're going to talk through coverages with you. We're going to talk through what every detail in the policy means, because we want you to understand the kind of coverages that you're getting. We want our customers to make an informed decision on what is best to protect them. We also want our customers to be digitally enabled, and so we will walk through with them how to use the State Farm app, how to use Drive Safe and Save, and different things that State Farm offers. And another thing that we want to do is to make sure we're offering opportunities for them to review their coverages after they sign up with State Farm, because life is always changing, and we want to make sure that you have the coverages that are going to protect you and your family long into the future. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
We all want something from him, without realizing that he has already given us something much more valuable. Because he taught us that any obstacle can be overcome. That the only size that matters is the size of a talent. That the team always comes first. That you must be ready to face anything that comes your way. That love always wins. That there's no greater legacy than the one which lasts forever. And above all, no matter how far you've come, he taught us to never settle.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
We all want something from him, without realizing that he has already given us something much more valuable. Because he taught us that any obstacle can be overcome. That the only size that matters is the size of a talent. That the team always comes first. That you must be ready to face anything that comes your way. That love always wins. That there's no greater legacy than the one which lasts forever. And
Do the Ravens have it this year? Can Lamar get it done?
They trying to write us off. Y'all got it? Yeah. Now hard.
Oh, you know we got it. Up. That's right.
Oh, you know we got it. That's all. Oh, you know we got it. That's right.
Oh, you know we got it.
Oh, you know we got it.
Y'all ready?
Oh, you know we got it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. He ain't never gonna stop us, 'cause you know we got it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
So, what do we think about the new Tacoma? Lumberjack?
It's a keeper.
Interesting. Ranch hand?
I reckon I'd trade my horse for one.
Nice. Bigfoot? It's true. A lot of leg room. Great point.
Here in Peoria, home of the Coyotes, and Aaron Alvarez is going to send one to the far sideline, and that ball is picked up by the Lancers. It looked like an attempt of an onside kick of some sort. It was picked up by Brian Melton, and the Lancers appear to have the football to begin half number 2 on a short field. Let's see what the penalty's all about.
Hey, you almost took it to the house, too, as up the sideline. I think he stepped out of bounds, but it almost got it. Centennial almost got it. That would have been a huge play to open up the season. You know, Coach Taylor in the locker room with his coaching staff, just boiling that up. You know, say, we got to get a spark here in this game. And I didn't realize Salpointe, returning the second half kickoff, that makes that field goal to end the first half even bigger.
For all of your insurance needs, contact Trey Clarkson State Farm for home, auto, motorcycle, boat, RV, and life insurance. Call 623-432-1700. That's Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance. And, you know, it is interesting to think about Trey Clarkson. Cody, I don't know if you know this, but Trey Clarkson graduated as a Lancer at Salpointe Catholic High School in 2004.
Look at that. And now sponsoring the Zone 48 Broadcast Network.
Love
Trey Clarkson,
TC.
we appreciate you a ton.
Love TC and his family. 20-10 here. So 1 second off the Longines scoreboard. Lancers will get the football at their own 46-yard line, and they have a 10-point lead. And they run it to Spivey around the side, down the sideline, 30, 20, 15, 10. He's going to take it into the end zone. A 54-yard dash for cash for Nathan Spivey, and half number 2 starts with a big-time run by Nathan Spivey.
One of the best football players in all of Southern Arizona gets to wrap around, moves to left side, and look at that breakaway speed. The best defensive player for Salpointe, also getting it done in the backfield. The senior, 6 foot, 200-pound, two-way star for Salpointe, lighting off the fireworks here early in the second half.
54-yard tote on the first carry of half number 2, and the Lancers are 1 point away from a 27-10 lead, and Francone drills the point after try. It's now 27-10. Nathan Spivey, 54 yards, his second rushing touchdown of the season. Before that, he had 11 totes for 60 yards. He picked up most of that here on 1 carry.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about in the first half, we didn't call his name a whole lot. You know, defensively, he just bounces around everywhere. And they have the Salpointe defensive coordinator. He's not in the box. He's right next to us in the stands, and he's talking to us. He goes, you know, he's our best football player. He's our best athlete. We're having Rivera as a senior running back, and their sophomore tailback, Cheney, getting the rocks. What do you do coming out of the locker room? Give it to your best athlete, bounces to the outside, and you see the speed up the sideline. No one catching them from Centennial. And, I mean, Kevin, I'm going to say it, they dominated the first half, and just what a gut punch for Centennial, for Salpointe coming in. 1 play drive, putting 7 on the board.
So you like the onside kick attempt?
I do.
Especially if they can execute, get the football to a different situation here.
I like that call because it's a spark, and they almost got it. It was still a good kick, just unfortunate, could not stop Spivey.
Francone deep once again. It's Jaheim Brown, a 1.5 yards back in his own end zone. The ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. It's 27-10. And Cody, we've had big play after big play. A 54-yard touchdown run by Nathan Spivey, 2 50-yard field goals by Kaya Francone. We went 79 yards to Hatch Brown, and there's been bigger plays than that.
Well, and here's the tough thing, right? Centennial is historically a program that doesn't trail like this, Kevin. And so they want to establish the run game. You still have time. I mean, it took 10 seconds off the game clock there. You can still run the football, but you're down 17 now.
Lancers show blitz here. They go to the outside, and making the catch is Jaheim Brown. Nice pass there by Kanan Manna as he completes his first throw of the second half, and he needs that confidence to get going. He clearly has the weapons in the offensive arsenal to get it done. They just have to execute.
Just didn't have the ball either in the second half, and when they did, those third downs, 2 critical drops by a couple of their freshman receivers that resulted in a punts or field goals, and so just got to own the time of possession here in the second half.
Centennial 0-3 as they begin this second half, and it's Owen Reynoso with the carry. One thing that we did see out of this Coyote offensive line, they started to find their rhythm offensively with that run game late in that second quarter.
Yeah, they did, and that's why I don't want them to leave the run game. Reynoso's a very good running back, and they're spewing him with number 30, who I think you might have got his name in at halftime.
Malachi.
There we go, Malachi.
It's Malachi.
There we go. So both those guys, so run them. Be in third in situations, own the time of possession here in the second half.
So Manna works out of the gun here. 2 wide receivers to his right. They run it to Reynoso, and he gets to that second level, and then he gets a push from a teammate, and that's going to allow him to get the first down. He needed 1, and he got 4. So Reynoso, with a nice run, is able to pick up the first down and move the chains and keep this offense on the football field.
Yeah, it keeps his legs churning. He got hit right at point of contact. Salpointe inside linebackers doing a great job of filling the A and B gaps. But, yep, right there, he gets a push from the freshman, Torrin Hill, freshman wide receiver, 6'3", 200 pounds. They're really excited for him. But once again, we're talking about a freshman football player.
In motion, it's Jaheim Brown, and penalty markers fly everywhere. And it's going to be a procedure penalty. Our AIA white hat official right there to make the call. Referee Pat McDonald tonight. These guys have done a nice job. When there was a questionable call, they got together and they at least talk things over. They want to make sure that they at least get the call right if they can.
I think it's been a great officiating crew. It's a crew that does a lot of the state games, too, at Sun Devil Stadium in December.
17-point difference here. Lancers showing blitz. They back out of it. Man into the air. Quick pass to the outside and making a nice catch and then making a man miss after that and picking up some big-time yardage for Centennial. That is Isaiah Lopez. I beg your pardon. Isaiah Lopez, his first catch of the game on his first target.
Second catch, he had to catch up the seam, actually. That was about a 40-yard game. I like what Man is doing.
He did.
Man is doing a really good job of just taking what the defense gave them there in a drop 3 zone there. They're showing a lot of 1 coverage, but now they're off there, 10 yards off. Take the hitch, make a man miss, pick up a first.
From their own 46-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to left. They fake it to Malachi. Pass is complete in the flat. Making the catch for Centennial. That's Torrin Hill, another one of the freshmen. And Cody just told you his attributes, 6'3", 200. That's good size.
Yeah, when I was down there pregame and I was talking to Coach Gata, who's a wide receivers coach for Centennial, he was showing me these freshman receivers. And, man, you know, Kevin, they look like sophomores and juniors out there constantly making big plays, but they're in positions here where they have to play in those big plays.
Manna with a handoff back to Reynoso. He sheds 1 tackler, turns the corner, and works it up the field. Boy, for Salpointe Catholic, Cade Paglinawan had a chance at Reynoso, couldn't wrap him up, and Reynoso just shedding that tackle, picks up the first down.
Yeah, they've found success running that right side. You know, Reynoso's his vision, keeping his shoulders square, but he's bouncing off to the right side. Salpointe's their force player's kind of sucking in there, and a couple of times now he's picked up big gains running right.
Manna to the air. His pass is complete. And then the receiver runs right into the back of his teammate. So making the catch was Torrin Hill, his second consecutive catch. And he was taken down there by his teammate Isaiah Lopez. So give Lopez the tackle.
It's kind of like the new screen. I've seen this at the NFL and collegiate level too. You kind of go trips, arrow underneath, and double stock block. Nice tackle by Salpointe because that could have sprung for 10 plus.
Cody, a lot of people were saying that bubble screen, there's just too much of that now in today's game.
It's getting the athlete the ball in space. I like it here at the level. It's a copycat sport, and so you're seeing it at all 3 levels.
Get the athletes the football. Manna with all kinds of time, winds up, deep shot, and that ball is incomplete. Boy, he had all kinds of time, so credit the offensive line who gave them all day to throw the football. And once again, unfortunately for Manna, his receiver broke the route off a little bit prematurely.
He did, and I go back to winning the route as a defensive back. Richard Archuleta, that free safety for Salpointe, as you can see, he's 5 to 10 yards deeper than that receiver, keeping everything in front of him. Even if he's turning upfield, he's still winning the route. Great job by the secondary for Salpointe.
3rd and 7 from the 37-yard line. Brown in motion. Manna back to throw. Manna's going to tuck it and run, and Manna gets spun down around the 35-yard line. He took a shot there. Converging on the ball carrier was Ty Wallace, the outside linebacker. Give him the tackle. And let's see what Richard Taylor elects to do here. Looks like it's going to be 4th and short, but let's see what the penalty marker's all about.
Yeah, it's going to be holding in the back there as Salpointe brought some pressure, and the offensive guard for Centennial dragged the blitzing linebacker down. It looks like they're going to accept it. They would have had a 4th and 4. Yeah, you said 4th and 4. Nice job by the defensive tackle, Noah Noah Is it Banhai? Bonnie. No, Bonnie. Nice play staying home, too, and making a tackle on Mana.
Lucas Farley, number 71, has checked in for Centennial, 6'3", 298. It is 3rd down and a cab ride here. 3rd and 15 from the 47-yard line. Brown in motion to the near side. 2 wide receivers right to the left. Again, Brown in motion back to the other side. High snap for Mana. Sets up a screen. Has Reynoso. Reynoso looking for a blocker. He's going to run right into 3 white surge. They're going to take him down well shy of the line to gain. And Reynoso is a little bit slow to get up, but you had Dino Strassos and company over there with a really physical tackle on Reynoso.
Yeah, senior linebacker Ty Wallace, too, shedding off one of those lead blockers and a form tackle, just sticking him and running his feet. It's a great job. They went dummy motion back and forth with Jaheim Brown, the inside slot, motioning him across to go doubles, and then motioning him back to go triples. All the Salpointe players staying home, not letting any of that, playing in front. Nice job by the senior linebacking crew.
Will Strand in punt formation back at the 46 of Centennial. Great snap back, and it's booted deep. Nathan Spivey is inside his own 5, and that ball will be touched down by the Coyotes special teamer, Clarence Kaba. And that ball will be marked, it looks like the 2-yard line, maybe the 3, but one thing for Salpointe Catholic, they're going to have an awful long way to go to score again here with 6:46 to go in quarter number 3.
Great special teams play from both teams. You know, we haven't seen a kick return yet because every kick has been in the end zone. 2 50-plus yard field goals for the Salpointe senior kicker. You keep mentioning the Doherty Award, and I love it because we've had 2 weeks now of medallions. And how about that for Salpointe's kicker, showing some special teams some love, because he's got to get a nomination this week, Kevin.
I would think so. I know you're working on Logan Haney.
Yes, sir.
Did he get it?
He did not get it yet. Not a Red Mountain guy. I always text Enders, say it's coming. That's one of the best teams. In
Logan tomorrow night in the Honor Bowl series with Downey. The Vikings will be here. On that game for you on the Arizona's family. Here's a run play, and the Yotes trying to stack him up in the end zone. They think they had pinned in Richard Rivera before he broke the plane to get out of the end zone, but the officials did not agree with that.
Man, that was close, though, Kevin. They're marking him at the inch-yard line. He got stuck in the end zone. They're saying forward progress got him to the inch. I don't know about that. They were right on the edge.
Matthew Avalar has checked in at quarterback. Now there's movement up front. So if this goes half the distance the other way, Cody, it'll be, the half-inch line.
It's not. It's offsides, and that's the thing I'm talking about. Centennial's usually one of the most disciplined programs in the state of Arizona. It's another offside penalty for that defensive line, a killer when the offense is on the inch-yard line.
Well, let's look at the schedule upcoming here for Centennial. They'll get Boulder Creek next week here at home. Then they're at Sorrel, at Queen Creek, at Shaptown, then Pinnacle. So they're going to start to get their guys back week 6. Avalar with an inside give, and the Coyotes will stand up the tailback. Nothing doing for the Lancers, but it's taken an awful long time to get Richard Rivera back up on his feet.
You know, talking about their schedule here, Boulder Creek.
That's not a given, is it?
That's another 0-3 team that's lost to Castile, Ale, Quinn Creek, and Hamilton, and they were beating Hamilton last week. This is perfect. We got a timeout call.
They had them on the ropes, Cody.
It was 41-37, like a minute 15 left. They had a bad snap over their punter's head, and Hamilton gets the ball at the 16. They score later on that drive. Lucero, a quick out to the receiver with about 16 seconds left in that game for Hamilton for the go-ahead touchdown to win 44-41. They don't have that bad snap. There's a great chance they win that football game to shock the state. I got Hamilton at number 3 in my state rankings. I mean, you're talking about dropping a significant amount. You lose that game, and it'd probably be one of the biggest upsets that Hamilton's had in X amount of years. That's a tough Boulder Creek team, so it doesn't get any easier for Centennial. I said it to you pregame here, partner. They got 20-plus guys in street clothes out there. You know, they could field the whole team for how many guys they don't have playing.
And I think if people just joined us tonight, they may or may not have a feel for what is coming for Centennial. The Berry Hills are on their way. Nico Boncor Montoya is on his way. Jesus Diaz III is on his way. So you're right, Cody. They got an awful lot of dudes that will start to arrive here week 6. But they've got to keep the ship afloat until then. The 6A playoffs are still very much an opportunity for them. The Open is, with a loss tonight, the Open is going to slowly drift away, I believe, here. Run game again for Salpointe Catholic. They've got the lead and the liberty of some time to work with. And this is a run by the Lancer tailback, Charles Cheney. Cheney, the sophomore, has had a couple nice carries here on previous drives.
Yeah, senior defense tackle Taurine Hall, the beef on that front defensive line for the Coyotes. Just beat his offensive lineman, getting inside, knifing inside, making the tackle for a loss of 1 on that 3rd and 5. So it's a big stop for the Centennial defense, especially after giving up a touchdown on 1 play on the first drive of the half. And they'll get some pretty good field position here and should have a pretty good returnable punt for Reynoso back there.
All region second teamer punter Kaya Francone is out to punt here. Patrick Ryden in his first year has been around the program for the Lancers for the last 5. So he's very aware of what they do in Lancer Nation. Snap back at a good one. No pressure, Francone gets it away. Reynoso at his own 50. Takes it at the 45 on a great hop to the 40, 35. And he'll bring it inside the 30-yard line, and the Lancer special teams in there throwing their bodies around trying to strip the football. Where the Lancers trying to get a good grip of that one was Ty Wallace, as Wallace has been quite active in tonight's football game. We're in double 4s.
You got 16 minutes left in this game, trailing by 17. It's must score on every possession here. Inside the 30, though, gives you more leverage. You're going to have 4-down territory anyway if you don't want a field goal. Eventually, you're going to need a field goal probably, but I expect them to be aggressive throughout the rest of the game, still not abandoning the run, especially when you have Reynoso, who's found success on that right side of the offensive line, keeping his vision up and bouncing towards that way. Probably see a little bit more deep shots from Mana. Salpointe, though, doing a great job of keeping everything in front of them.
You would think they would try to get Hodge Brown more involved here. Game still within reach, 27-10, 4:10 to go. This is starting to become significantly important here for Coach Taylor's group. They run it to Jaheim Brown on a reverse, and there is nothing doing at all there. Salpointe Catholic's defense read and react, and they read that one, and they reacted. Dinos Drasos all over that play, another TFL for him.
It's your guy, Kevin. If you're going to run a reverse off the fake there, you got to make sure either Drasos gets hooked, but he stays home reading his keys and stuffs that for about an 8-yard loss. What a play from the senior linebacker, the attacker of that defense.
Had 2 TFLs before tonight, has 2 more. He's got 4 of those. Pass outside, incomplete. That ball is right in the hands of the wide receiver. Kobe Lightfoot just dropped the football. Perhaps he peaked just a little bit, Cody. If he did, that was the difference of him catching the football and not.
Well, Salpointe just sitting in a deeper cloud coverage, meaning corner has flat, but it comes off his route. Safety picks that deep route up, and he comes and sticks it. But you see it, though. Great form tackle by the corner. I'm going to say it, man. Centennial's receivers are not helping Mana out at all here tonight.
They are not. 3rd down and 17 from the 35-yard line. Mana out of the gun. Back to throw. Leaves the pocket. Wants to go deep. Has a receiver down the field, and the ball is incomplete. It was broken up. The Lancers, Nas Pedrego was there. I think he got a hand in on that one.
Pedrego's everywhere. We make up that makeup speed. The receiver had a step. Mana was able to set his feet, throw an absolute laser in the end zone, and the junior defensive back outstretched, gets his hands in there, and rips out the would-be touchdown. What a play in the Lancers secondary. We're going to get a nice replay of it here on our Zone 48 broadcast. Watch this. Sets his feet, throws a dagger. And you see Pedrego, the makeup speed, getting that outstretched. That is an incredible, incredible football play from the junior defensive back.
You would talk about the Yotes receivers helping Mana out or not. 2 receivers in the same frame there. I don't believe that was the idea there. All right, back to punt formation here for Centennial. Here comes Will Strand, and he booms one again, and this will go inside the 10-yard line. Magnificent punt for Centennial. At the very least, Will Strand is doing his best to hem in this Salpointe Catholic offense with 3:17 remaining in the third quarter.
That's kind of been the night of Centennial, though, right, Kevin? It's just like you have field position inside the 30 after a 20-plus yard punt return from Reynoso, and you go backwards. I understand trying to do a little bit, but having that kind of end-around sweep, lose 10, now you're in 2nd and 20. When you have Reynoso as a tailback who's just been north to south, maybe – maybe that's just not the right time to call that play, because you can live in a 2nd and 5 with Reynoso up the cut.
I'll ask you, Cody, are you surprised they're not getting Mana out of the pocket a little bit more? He seems like that's where he is most
thriving.
effective.
Yeah, it comes with more so. That's easier said and done when you have so much chemistry with your receiver.
Sure.
Because a lot of that's your receiver understanding, I got to break my route and go. We saw Brown do it for the touchdown. It's just not working.
That ball gets loose, and the ball was fumbled into the end zone. Richard Rivera jumped on it to recover the fumble, and I believe the Centennial Coyotes are going to wind up with a safety on this play.
Are they calling him down at the 1 again?
We'll see where they spot the football.
Yeah, they're calling it forward progress.
So it was a low snap, and Race Alvarez never even got the football.
That's really close. I mean, by the time he has pure possession, looks like he's at the line, but they're at the inch-yard line again.
Second time in this half, they've had the ball right there. Centennial looked like they're going to rush with 3. On the outside, it's Alvarez showing blitz. And now we get a penalty marker thrown before the ball was snapped. 27-10, our score. Nathan Spivey with a 54-yard touchdown run is the last scoring of this football game. And it was an impressive run at that. The quarterback is Race Alvarez. He takes it under center, and he's just going to drive forward and try to get a little real estate to work with here. That's just a smart play when you're hemmed in like that, Cody.
Absolutely, especially in an offensive line, a bully ball like the Salpointe offensive line and getting out of here.
So we did a little research at the break. The 214s for Salpointe are players that are active here. Morgan Curie, the big dog offensively, that we've seen Axel Martinez, who also is listed as a starting wide receiver. 2 receivers listed at 14. You just don't see that all the time unless you have 255 guys on your roster. Not the case here as the breeze picks up here. We'll take that breeze. Alvarez from his own end zone looking for a home run ball, and that ball is incomplete. It was Morgan Curie stride for stride with a defensive back, and I believe that was
2-6, Braden Long for Centennial.
Yes, Braden Long. It is indeed Braden. There's 2 Longs out there. You have Landy and Long, and Braden's wearing 26.
Braden's given up, close to about 6 to 8 inches on guarding Morgan Curie there. But like I said, he also won the route running on top of the receiver. So Morgan can't utilize his frame that way, jumps a route. And another big stop for Centennial. It looks like they're going to get some more field position. A punt going into the wind for Salpointe.
Andrew Taylor, the defensive coordinator for Centennial, with some adjustments to the break. Outside of that one Spivey touchdown run, the Centennial defense has been playing quite well. Reynoso's going to let this punt go. Now, Cody, that looked like a punt that Reynoso could have picked up and made a play with. However, you got to figure they're going to be a little bit conservative here. Trailing 27-10 at home. With an 0-3 record, they need to start doing some small, manageable type things for some little victories here.
They got to win first down. You know, it's just I think it's a situation where it's a team that's built on second and manageable and third and manageable. That's what the offense is geared to. Have to win first down. Unfortunately, the -10 on that first play, and just a lot of receiver drops tonight. I think we have 4 or 5 drops. Or Mana's put the ball right in the breadbasket.
Last year, Mana threw 21 touchdown passes, only 1 interception, leading his team to the 6A state championship game. They ultimately fell to Liberty. There's Reynoso getting a little delay, and Reynoso doing a nice job there of changing direction running along the hash mark and then cutting it right and then picking up a nice run there, about 5 yards for Reynoso on first down.
Yeah, with the injury to senior tailback Levi Johnson, we've really seen the dose of the junior Reynoso, who's our leader in multiple running categories in this game. You see that, keeping the eyes and just a shoulder square, picking up 4 on first down.
2nd and 6 from the Lancer 43-yard line. Manna in at quarterback, repositions his wide receiver, Torrin Hill. Snap back, they go Reynoso. He'll bounce it outside. He's going to be grabbed from behind and taken to the turf. How about that tackle by Casey Derrick? Derrick, the defensive end, coming off the edge, the senior right there to make a nice play there. Grabbed on to Reynoso and then took him down to the turf.
Fundamentally sound. You know, they just do a great job, that linebacking core. They break down. They're very experienced, big senior leaders in this team, and they're tackling well tonight.
7th tackle of the year. That's a solo tackle for Derrick. Inside a minute to play here in quarter number 3 on a breezy night here in Peoria. And thank the good Lord up above, we'll take the breeze. We've all earned the breeze, Cody, haven't we?
Oh, big time. Big time. Since the first 3 weeks of a broadcast.
3rd and 5 from the 42-yard line. Malachi's back in. And the pass near side for Torrin Hill. And Torrin Hill has 1 catch tonight. Unable to bring that one in. And on 4th down with the clock stopped with 33.2 ticks to go, you figure Coach Taylor will try to keep the football here and go for it on 4th down.
Kevin, they just look so out of sync, right? It's just no gel at all with this offense. And outside of the off-platform throw, big touchdown pass to Haj Brown there in the first quarter, they've had nothing going on offense.
Out of sync, as you say. Out of rhythm. All those cliches apply here. There goes Hill in motion to the far side. Manna back to throw. Has the time. Lost one down the field. He's got Hill there. He makes the catch down the sideline, and they're going to credit him with a successful catch. And again, the Centennial offense finding success with Manna outside the pocket.
The 6'3", 200-pound freshman, Torrin Hill, coming up with the biggest play of the night for Centennial when they absolutely had to have it. 4th and 8, Manna rolling right, doesn't even set his feet, just throws a dime and right off on the outstretched receiving hands of Torrin Hill.
Ball is on the 11-yard line and running with the football and getting taken out. Nothing doing. You talk about getting shot out of a cannon. Thomas Regina, the linebacker, taking the ball carrier down to the turf. Nothing doing at all. Another TFL for the Lancer defense.
Senior linebackers for Salpointe are absolutely getting after it as we get done with 3 quarters of play. Salpointe's defense has been phenomenal here in Peoria, Kevin.
Well, it was all set up on that 36-yard pass play to Torrin Hill, and after 3 quarters of play here in Peoria, our score, Salpointe Catholic 27, Centennial 10. We will take a break. 4th quarter action coming up right after this. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Zone 48 Broadcast Network.
Being a State Farm good neighbor means going the extra mile for my customers. Our office treats our customers like family. You know, this has been a family business for me in a sense for a long time. We're gonna be there for you in good times and bad times. That might mean going to meet a customer somewhere to help them. That means being involved in our local community. One thing that I love about being a good neighbor in my community is giving back to local high schools and being involved in athletics. It's a family atmosphere here. You know, this is more than a 1-800 number, and that's what I love about State Farm. I am Trey Clarkson, your local State Farm agent in Phoenix, Arizona.
We welcome back to Centennial High School Kevin Derryberry alongside Cody Cameron. Working left to right, there is Manna handing it off to Reynoso. And Reynoso gets to that linebacker level around the 15-yard line where he's taken down there. Reynoso continues to run hard for the Lancers. Ty Wallace, among others, in the vicinity, making plays for the Lancers. Cade Paglinawan also there.
They got to go fast here, Kevin. Down 17, fourth quarter. I'd like to see them speed it up here a little bit. But it's tough. You're teaching, freshmen and sophomore receivers almost on the fly some of these situations.
Cody, I haven't heard you say Cade Poglinawan yet. Why not? Mana to the air, looking left, firing left, has a receiver there, jump ball, it's Hill, and that's a Centennial Coyote touchdown. A 10-yard strike, Mana to Torrin Hill, and Torrin Hill has himself a touchdown.
Yeah, they go trips bunch stoplight to the field side here. Mana directing traffic prior to the snap. A corner from Torrin Hill, and he goes up and gets it, just snagging it. Look at that, great shot from our sideline crew. Catches it over the defensive back with both hands, reeling it in. Heck of a play from the 6'3", 200-pound freshman Torrin Hill.
And you talk about want. Hill had the want as he just ripped the ball away from Joey Castillo. Magnificent throw, better catch by Torrin Hill.
And it gets the Centennial crowd kind of pumped up now. It's kind of lifeless. I've never seen a Centennial crowd lifeless and getting have fans on their feet.
As Alvarez blasts one through the uprights, 11:13 to go, our new score. The Lancers 27, the Coyotes 17. We've got a brand new ball game here with 11:13 to go in this football game.
Absolutely had to have it. Had to have it there, had to put points on the board, and even better with the touchdown. Freshmen, I talk about the experience that they're getting with these big games. Kevin, we're going to get them for 4 years. Isn't that crazy?
It really is.
It's going to be year 2027, and we get to talk about Hodge Brown, Jaheim Brown, Torrin Hill, 2027. And making plays out here. The 2024 season as freshmen for one of the premier programs in the state of Arizona when you absolutely had to have it. It was nothing but Lancers. Nothing but Lancers talk in that second half, in that third quarter of the second half, and to start off in the fourth quarter. Centennial with some life.
And Cody, part of that history and that fiber and fabric of Centennial, of Salpointe Catholic football, is Bijan Robinson.
Yep.
How about Bijan and all the Bourguets and a whole bunch of other great players, but of course Trenton Bourguet, the quarterback now at Arizona State, sharing some time with Sam Levitt, but Bijan Robinson, 7,036 yards on the ground for the Lancers. Scored 103 tutties on the ground for Salpointe Catholic. He was a dynamo.
Best high school football player I have ever seen in person, Bijan Robinson.
Back deep, this is R.J. Gorey as he takes the football towards the middle, and the Lancers special team unit right there to stand him up. Nothing doing for Gorey. Leading the way for Centennial, and a very active Anthony Hernandez. 6'1", 160, the safety on special teams. He's had his hand caught in the cookie jar a couple times tonight, but he's played a disruptive type of football.
Yeah, he really has, and I want to see what Centennial defensively does here, because the one thing Salpointe has really been able to do here is be balanced offensively, and they scored on every single drive minus the strip sack before they got down inside the three, starting on their own three on those back-to-back drives in the third quarter. But they were on fire, Kevin, scoring on 5 of their 6 possessions to start this football game, and they've been balanced with it.
With a 10-point lead for Coach Ryan, he's going to start this drive with the run game. And at the quarterback position, it's QB2. This is Matthew Avalar. I say QB2 because we've seen so much of Race Alvarez, but to Avalar's credit, there's no starter here. They just play both quarterbacks, and we see other teams do that too.
Yeah, we're looking at the sideline though. Alvarez, who's been the guy tonight, is walking with his helmet just in his hand, kind of sluggish. So I wonder if Alvarez kind of got banged up early in the third quarter there, Kevin.
Remember, he had that snap that nearly hit his ankles, and there was a scrum for the football. And here's Avalar, evades the pass rush, going to scramble to the far side, turn the corner, and he's going to try to make something out of nothing, and he does just that. And if you escape the grasp of Gavin Gardner, you've done something.
Yeah, like I said, Avalar coming in this game was their starter in week 1, split time week 2, but he had close to 400 total yards in those first 2 weeks. So really talented sophomore quarterback, comes from a really athletic family. Older brother was a middle linebacker at Walden Grove, who's now at Dayton, is Rick Avalar. And so the Avalar family, well known in Southern Arizona, very athletic. He comes with his biggest third down of the game here.
It really is. Possession play here for Matthew Avalar. completes over 70% of his passes here through 2 games. Quick snap. Aguilar escapes the pressure. Going to try to sprint to the first down. He's at the 30, 35, and he's got it. Extra effort there by Matthew Aguilar. The Coyotes had him in the backfield and couldn't wrap him up. And Aguilar, with that speed to the edge, gets the first down.
Yeah, man, almost got him for a 2-yard loss. Aguilar showing the strength, just a read option. Reading Gardner right there. Gardner just could not bring him down. And Aguilar finds the outside left, finds the sticks, picks up a huge first down for the Lancers.
Using his legs, Matthew Aguilar, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. This is Cheney, spins out of a tackle and gets hit by the linebackers coming in. And a good pursuit to the football by Centennial's defense.
Now there's no play clock on either end zones, actually, even in the beautiful new scoreboard. I think it's 2 years old here at Centennial, but neither has a play clock on either side. You don't really see that anymore in Arizona high school, these stadiums. They pretty much all have it. You have to drain 40 seconds every single time these snaps. You know that's the coaches for Salpointe, this is such a well-coached team. That's what they're telling Aguilar right now. Own the time of possession.
Cheney with just 1 yard, 2nd and 9. Yotes showing blitz. Here they come. Aguilar to the air, lofts it down the middle of the field, and he has a wide receiver with a step on the defender and just had a little bit too much juice on that football as he overshot the open receiver.
Yeah, I like the play call. Just going over the top on a play action pass to your best player, Morgan Keary out there at receiver. Yeah, the safety sucks in on that play action, and he beats the corner on that skinny post just a little bit too deep. I like the play call. I like the throw. If you're going to miss, you're going to miss deep. And just almost connected on what would be a walk-in touchdown for the Lancers.
That was a great play call. Just missed on the execution. 3rd down and 9. Aguilar again. He's going to be blitzed, and he's going to somehow get rid of the football. Boy, I tell you what, for the Yotes, it looked like Nathaniel Almost, the linebacker, had him in the grasp. And Aguilar was able to get rid of the football, but almost another youngster, an underclassman, a sophomore, making a big play there to force the issue.
Yeah, he came backside too. Unbeknownst and unseen, almost had both hands on Aguilar. Aguilar showing the strength though. How about that? Getting the ball off to his receiver and not taking that sack. But 3 stops in a row for the Coyotes defense has been huge in the second half here.
And Cody, I'm going to have to agree with you. You would think that perhaps Alvarez is a little bit banged up here, because if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? And that offense was clicking with Alvarez. So this Coyote defense is certainly stiffened here in the second half as well. And how about the leg of Francone? He has been worth the price of admission. Reynoso makes the first man miss, turns the corner, and he's just going to be tapped out of bounds by the Lancers special teamer. That was Caden Myers, and what these fans have longed for here on this Thursday night in September is a rally for their home team, Centennial. Again, it bears worth repeating, Centennial has never started a football campaign under the direction of Richard Taylor, or anybody for that matter, at 0-3. So this is history in the making in a sense.
And it really has been all Salpointe in this football game. But they had that touchdown drive. Let's see if the pendulum swings here. 8:25 left in this game. There's still time for them to put 2 drives together.
Mana has 2 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. Shotgun snap, it's a high snap. Looking left, dumping it off the Reynoso in the flat, comes back for it, makes a man miss, turns it upfield as he runs the football on the hash marks. And Reynoso did a nice job making that first guy miss. Cody was able to pick up about 6 yards there. That's a big play on first down.
Yeah, puts the Salpointe linebacker on skates, and I love this. They're going fast now, trying to get Salpointe caught sleeping.
3 wide receivers to the wide side, so trips to the right for Mana as they signal the plays in with the hand signals. They've got 3 guys there signaling plays in. You figure 2 are dummy signals, 1's a real play. Mana back to throw. He might have left a little early. Mana wanted to go deep. Rethinks things, comes back this way, dumps off a pass to the boundary, and that ball is going to be caught by Brown. Brown makes the catch with the tackle. It's Nas Pedrego, and that's a first down. Well, let's wait and see where they put the football.
And Kevin, you said it all game. You said, hey, Mana outside the pocket is almost like he's more comfortable. He's done a great job of buying time for his receivers, even if they have to break out a route and find the open space. He's been extremely accurate outside the pocket here tonight.
He has. From the 46 of the Lancers. Mana again to the air, steps through the pocket, and Mana still wanted to make a throw, and then finally just turns and lunges towards the 50-yard line. Well, one other thing we haven't really seen is Mana take off and run with the football, and that also, by getting out in the pocket, allows him that opportunity if he chooses to take it.
Yeah, coming to this game, he had 82 yards rushing too, so yeah, that's their Salpointe, though. Dropping 8 right now. They're just bringing 3 to the quarterback, and they're keeping everything in front. So those linebackers are almost like spying when they're dropping in their pass zone.
Gain of 4 for Mana. Lopez in motion, and that pass comes back out the Lopez way, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. 6:36 to go. 27-17 remains the score. Cody, another thing that people are complaining about in football is the too high safety look, whether it's the National Football League or whatever it is. But there was a big to-do over that. They say it's killing football. Well, you know what? Lack of execution kills football too.
Scheme it. How about you scheme it? You know, for years people have been able to scheme the too high or run the football.
Or scheme against it.
Too high means run the football.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mana, 7-step drop. His pass over the middle is incomplete. And Nathan Spivey taking liberties out on the freshman wide receiver that time, Hodge Brown. And if you're Nathan Spivey, you do get 1, 2, and a pop, do you not?
Well, Centennial's, arguing that. Nathan Spivey, it was a great hit right through the chest of the receiver, and he's coming, his guns a-blazing up there, man. He can't stop his feet. That is not a penalty, but what it is, Kevin, is the 6th drop from a Centennial receiver.
Yes.
Man, right, and it's third downs. They're coming at crucial time. That is a 3rd and 6, right in the chest. Huge drop for the inexperienced wide receiving corps.
And we couldn't hear it up here, but there was something said like, we're coming, and we're here all night long, young man. Mana to the air again, steps through the pocket. He's going to take off and run. He's going to get the first down. He's at the 40, 35, and he's going to skip out of bounds at the 30-yard line and right back to what we've been talking about, and that is Mr. Mana taking advantage of his legs. Kanan Mana picks up the first down.
Yeah, Salpointe, they got burned there. They brought pressure boundary side. They kept dropping 3. They bring 5 on that, and Mana just sneaks through, not gap sound, and picks up a huge gain. 4th and 6 when you absolutely needed to have it, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, that's a great point, is the fact that he stopped the clock. 1st and 10 from the Lancer 32-yard line. That was a gain of 11 for Mana. Using the hard count once. Snap is back, and he zips a pass over the middle. And once again, maybe short-arming in that one a little bit. It was Hodge Brown. Don't know that to be exact, but you know that when you roam over the middle, you got to be aware of number 8, Nathan Spivey.
Yeah, for sure. But as you can see it, right? The chemistry. How many games do we have some of these senior quarterbacks? Last week, Notre Dame prep, Dylan Harden, who hasn't started a ton of games, but he's grown up with all those senior receivers, right? Where it's like, hey, I know where this guy's going to be.
Cooper Perry's pretty good.
Exactly, and so it's just the chemistry, not experience with these guys.
Brown's going to run it himself. He gets grabbed from behind in the backfield, nothing doing at all. Shooting the gap, there was Casey Derrick, and the defensive end right on the edge. Gets in the backfield for another TFL.
Yeah, stays home, doesn't suck inside. He's that outside leverage football player. Mana tries to jump out there, and he's sitting right there. Senior defensive end wraps him up for a 3-yard loss.
So the ball is placed in the far hash mark at the 35-yard line. Inside 6 minutes to play. 3rd down and 13 here for Mana. Kanan Mana, Sugar Cane, needs to make a sweet play here. Has his helmet ripped off. And now the offensive lineman does not like that look at all. And everybody's got to maintain their composure here. But Mana had his helmet absolutely ripped off. And you love the support from the offensive lineman there. See if we can look at that one again. But that's some camaraderie right there. That's some brotherhood. And boy, was that.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it is a 48 for Salpointe.
Meisner, Samuel Meisner was the one who took the hat off.
Yeah.
The quarterback, Kanan Mana.
And completely incidental, too. I mean, it's absolutely going to be a 15-yard penalty. You could see him engage with the offensive guard, tries to shed the block, reaches out for Mana, just gets a handful of his face mask. And Centennial offensive line sticking up for the quarterback, love it. Absolutely love it. It looks dirty. It is engaged with the guard, reaching out for Mana as he steps in the pocket. Incidental 15. Great call by the white hat here. I love that he doesn't call another penalty on Centennial's offensive lineman for sticking up. I like just a single 15-yard call there.
I like I like the emotion on both sides.
Yes.
I really do.
It's football.
That's just a great high school football play.
It's football.
The officials make the call. It's first down at 10 on the 20-yard line. This is a huge offensive series here for Centennial. 3 wide receivers to the wide side. This is Brown, makes the catch, and then he's going to get dropped immediately. There's that youth again, Cody, for Jaheim Brown, a freshman. You make that catch right there in the seam and just kind of go down. He took that one step back, and then here comes the cavalry.
Yep.
But make the catch, lean forward, and pick up that extra half a yard or so.
Go north, and now Centennial's going to get called with the holding penalty here backwards. And so that's just, once again, just a Centennial team. You don't see it, Kevin. As I've watched so many games here where they don't have more than 3 penalties in the game.
Right.
And I think they're closing in on about 10. I would say they're close to double-digit penalties, and they've had so many 1st and 20s and 2nd and longs because of that.
Very, very uncharacteristic of a Richard Taylor team, no doubt about it. 27-17, 5:13 to go, quarter number 4. They back them up to the 30 now. 2nd down at 20. They got to get first down at the 10-yard line. Man, a back to throw, empty set for him. Steps up in the pocket, escapes some pressure, throws, and the ball is caught on the sideline. Making the catch for Centennial, Isaiah Lopez. And that's his 3rd grab of this football game. He's been targeted 4 times, his 3rd catch. And that is a 12-yard pitch and catch.
And with men escaping the pocket with this much success, all these routes are towards the sideline, which are huge because they're saving so much time here.
Yes,
they're on a
are.
12-plus play drive, and they've only taken off 3 minutes of the play clock, or the game clock, excuse me.
Ash Brown lines up to the near side. He's got about 10 yards of a buffer. Man, going back towards Brown, and that pass is incomplete. Well, you like the idea, and there was an awful lot of recognition at pre-snap read by Manna, and he knew where he was going with the football. I think that was just a poorly thrown ball on that particular pass.
Yeah, like the back shoulder fade. I don't know if he expected Hodge Brown to cut that just a little bit early. Sitting on the 18, usually probably run that right past the 10 to the 5 for an 8 to 10 yard game. But I like the matchup. You have trips to the field side. You come back to the single receiver in the boundary, and it's just you and the sideline at that point.
Trips to the left once again. Reynoso is the tailback. Manna with plenty of time. His pass is incomplete. He wanted Jaheim Brown once again on a crossing route. And one thing we can say here in this second half, the offensive line has given Manna some time to operate with.
Yeah, they really have, and he's utilized it, jumping up in front. So, okay, you knew you needed a field goal eventually, so here we go. This is a monstrous field goal to cut it down to a 1-series lead here, but have to have it. Have to have this field goal here. They're looking about a 35-yarder.
It'll be Aaron Alvarez. Already has a 34-yarder to his credit. 6'2", 225. Out of a hold from Ethan Beltran. 35-yarder from the near hash. Snap is back. Kick is on its way, and the kick is no good. He missed it wide right. And that was huge. So tough break for Centennial on special teams as Alvarez misses his second field goal of the night. And with 4:50 remaining in this football game, the Lancers are going to get the football back, and that seemed to take a little air out of the stadium here in Peoria.
That's the second wide right missed field goal. They missed another short one, too, right in the first half. That is brutal because you got to come away with points there, especially on that drive. Now, if you're Salpointe, Centennial still has got 3 timeouts, but you've been so balanced. Really feels like, Kevin, a couple first downs, and this game might be over. So you have that. That offensive line has been playing so well. You have multiple tailbacks in the backfield that go north to south. And we have back to our quarterback. Alvarez is back in there.
I was just getting ready to say, back at quarterback is Race Alvarez. So, and boy, now that, I wouldn't expect a pass on that.
I just looking at the Salpointe sideline, coaches are screaming at each other. What? And we didn't. I think that was a true RPO call called in the huddle, and he did the right thing. He's watching the force player come and pull, but it stops the clock, which you don't want to do. Here, it's saying run the football. RPO slant, incomplete pass, and now it's 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Alvarez facing a blitz. It's a handoff up the middle, and Rivera holding on that football for dear life. 2 hands protecting the ball, and he's just going to pick up a powerful 5-yard run working right behind the right guard in the center.
But now you're at 3rd and 5. It could have been a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situation. They're not throwing. They got to take more time off the clock, Kevin. They have to tell their quarterbacks, do not snap this yet.
Right back up to the line of scrimmage. Centennial showing quits. Go back to that run there by the tailback, Archuleta. He was running behind Luis Carrion and company, and Archuleta making Rivera is free, and Rivera out to the 50-yard line, and that is a big-time run on 3rd down and 4. That was a clutch piece of running there by the tailback, Richard Archuleta.
That has been the Lancers' MO all night long right there. When you need it, have to have it. The running back's coming through. That is Rivera punching through for a 20-plus yard gain on 3rd and 4 to move the sticks and continue to run that clock.
Meisner at center. The right guard is Huerta, and then the right tackle, Luis Carrion, paving the way on that right side. 14-yard run, 1st and 10 at midfield on the far hash. Cheney is checked in at tailback. He gets the call here. Ball's loose, and the Coyotes have come up with the football. Cheney fumbled the football, and the Yotes have come up with the loose ball. Recovering the fumble for Centennial, Anthony Hernandez, who has really had a very nice football game tonight for Coach Taylor, and he picks up the loose football.
Yeah, I thought it maybe was the mesh point with the quarterback and running back, but no, the running back for Salpointe had it. Just one of the Centennial defensive linemen able to punch it out. I think the running back probably ran into his own guy in the backfield, and that is a monster turnover. Salpointe was about 1 first down away to really icing this football game.
Yes.
Centennial gets the ball back down 10 with all 3 timeouts left in this game. And a monster takeaway for the Centennial defense.
That was a clutch defensive play. And now they go back out to Kanan Manna, the all-region standout from the 6A Northeast Valley a year ago at quarterback. Snap back with some time. And then Manna is going to get dropped behind the line. I believe he was sacked on the play, in on the play defensively. That was Samuel Meisner, 6'3", 230, getting it home the second time tonight.
Yeah, Meisner just lowered his target angle. Instead of a face mask, lowers it, hits him right in the chest, and a big sack for the senior defensive end.
I thought the receiver turned up the field a little bit early on that field. That was IFL-esque.
That was big-time arena league.
Empty set, 5 wide receiver package for Manna. Again, rolls this way, being pressured. Escapes the pass rush, and he fires one down the field, and that ball's caught. Nice job of catching the football and coming back towards his route and making a nice play. It was Kobe Lightfoot, and Lightfoot makes the grab.
Oh, we got a new quarterback. We have number 4, Ethan Beltran, a quarterback for Centennial.
Okay,
Look at
hold on
that.
a second.
Look at that. They're making last drive call. I'm trying to see where Manna is on the sideline.
Beg your pardon, it wasn't Ethan Beltran.
Yeah.
In motion to the far side, there is Lopez once again. Beltran. So you wonder how far back, because those guys look almost very similar. Beltran listed as a junior, 5'10", 160. For Kanan Manna, 5'9", 160. So they're right there. And then I believe that Ethan's brother was the quarterback here just a couple years ago.
Yeah, Ruben Beltran, who I think played a year at Montana State. I believe he was a state championship winner here at Centennial Stud. It just happened, the series, though. Manna, he's calling plays on the sideline. I wonder if they just pulled him. That would be, I don't know. It'd be weird.
Looking for the quarterback spark. You tried anywhere. Beltran fires a pass to the near sideline. Making the catch is Torrin Hill, who has a touchdown catch to his credit here this evening.
That's a freshman mistake once again, though. You catch that ball, you got to get out of bounds.
Got to get out of bounds. 4 wide receivers to work with Beltran. Back to throw. His pass is broken up. He was trying to get Isaiah Lopez, and he was unable to hold that onto the football.
Kevin, that was a great ball. That was a perfect ball between both levels. Corner stayed in the flat. Safety was over the top, right in the chest, catchable pass. I'm counting 7 drops for Centennial wide receivers tonight, 7+ drops.
It's been a tough night for these receivers to hold on to the football. 4 wide receiver package again. Beltran back to throw. Good protection. Deep ball near sideline. Turning around, trying to make a play on it is the receiver. That is once again Isaiah Lopez. And we have a flag thrown on the play. Preliminary indication is pass interference against the Lancers.
Yeah, bailout too, because he's in there. He's in position. You just got to look back for the ball. That's the deep safety too. They had 2 routes. There's an out and just an out and up on top of that, and he's over the top of it. Just got to look back at the quarterback. He was right there. That's all he has to do. It's a bailout though, and Centennial still just every time they've seemed like they were going to completely lose this game, they found a life with Salpointe kind of shooting themselves here in the foot here in the second half.
Some self-infliction by the Lancers here. Alvarez working on his kicking chores here right in front of us. 27-17. 1st and 10 for the 18. Once again, Lopez in motion to the far side. Beltran is going to fire near side. Pass is incomplete. Too tall for the intended target, Torrin Hill. And Cody pointed out a couple times already, but 3 freshmen starting at wide receiver for Richard Taylor tonight. That is just unthinkable. But you can imagine where they're going to be in a couple years from now, playing this youth here at the varsity level right now. Invaluable experience for these kids. Beltran sends Lopez in motion to his left. Beltran looks right. He throws right. He's got Hill. It's complete, and Hill can't get out of bounds. So a nice job defensively there by the Lancers. Nas Pedrego, who's had a tremendous defensive game here this evening, keeping that receiver in bounds. Clock rolling at 1:25.
Yeah, Centennial still has all 3 timeouts, but it's tough because if they got to play defense, you need to stop the clock. They got to keep those.
Beltran again to the air, double move to the end zone. He's got Hill. It's a touchdown for Centennial. A 14-yard strike from Ethan Beltran, and Torrin Hill makes his 2nd touchdown grab. It was another contested catch by Torrin Hill.
Yeah, the 6'3" freshman phenom. That's just Ethan Beltran putting trust in him, throwing the ball up, and he goes up and grabs it for a 2nd touchdown of the game. Very similar looking to his first one, where he catches that pass at its highest point over the back of the defensive back. When you need to have it, Centennial has answered here in the second half as we have a 1-score game now.
So Beltran will hold for Alvarez here to try to make it a 3-point ball game. And the kick is on its way, and the kick is no good.
Man.
So the point after try is no good, and that throws another wrinkle into the program here. So it's 27-23. The idea of an onside kick, well, that's still in play, Cody, but now you need that onside kick, and you got to go get a touchdown.
Yeah, you have to have the onside kick now, and that's 7 points where Centennial's left on the board with the missed kick. 2 missed field goals, 1 short, too. I think one was shorter than a 30-yard field goal, then the missed 34-yarder in the 4th quarter. Missed extra point there is a killer, because you would have the option. You make that extra point, have the option to kick it, hopefully kick it out of bounds, get them out there 20. You have all 3 timeouts. Now, needing the touchdown, to me, you're onside in this no matter what.
Both teams have had legit miscues here in this second half, and they've been costly for both sides. Going back to that game that they played a while back, it was a Centennial win 28-14. I bring it up just because of some of the dudes that played in that one. You had Andrew Cota playing for Salpointe at quarterback, but then you might remember the name Cameron Denson was also in that mix. He was a tremendous receiver, 6 for 112 in that contest. But how about for Centennial, it was Jalen Ortiz, 12 carries, 238 yards and a touchdown.
Guess where Jalen Ortiz is now? He's the Utah State defensive backs coach. He bounced around in the Mountain West coaching. Great dude. Cam Denson also, by the way. I think he went to U of A, but also finished his career with the NEU Lumberjacks.
Yeah, the Jacks. But Cam was a great basketball player, great football player. Just another in the long line of tremendous student athletes at Salpointe Catholic High School. Just good stuff. All right, 4-point ball game. The onside kick is upcoming for Alvarez. It's away, and there to welcome the football into his arms is Van Burchak. Burchak holds onto it and just crashes to the turf. That's a smart football play on the hands team.
Yeah, here it is. And now Salpointe, okay, a first down wins you the football game. Centennial's got 3 timeouts. Absolutely 100% need to. Ball security's got to be at a must for the Lancers here. 3 plays even get stopped. You punt it down and force Centennial to go the distance, punching it in if you do have to punt the ball. But have to have ball security. Centennial's only given up 7 points in the second half, and that was on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter. Outside of that, they have been stout here defensively.
Cody, we would talk about Ed Doherty because Ed Doherty used to be a coach for the Lancers from 1977 to 1982. Coach D went 45, 20, and 3. There's a handoff up the middle, and running the football for the Lancers has been their bell cow here tonight. That's Richard Archuleta, honorable mention last year. Oh,
Richard Rivera.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah. I would say, my dad would say, I'm okay, it's the world that's wrong.
Richard Rivera.
I beg your pardon. Richard Rivera. One great thing about that is, did you see it? And I did not.
It's beautiful.
I did not.
His running style has really impressed me too, because once again, doing the pre-production work for this game, not a ton of stats, really for either offensive stats that really eye pop, but no one with over 100 yards rushing for this Salpointe offensively. Rivera, though, his style is just powerful. Powerful runner, north to south, kind of running back by committee here tonight. But Salpointe's offensive linemen, man, their beef have gotten after it.
As a team, they've gone over 150 yards rushing. 54 on the one play to Nathan Spivey. And that might have been the play of the game in a sense in the second half for Nathan Spivey. Cody, we're at that point in the game where we like to start thinking about the Zone 48 broadcast network player of the game. Our Trey Clarkson State Farm Insurance player of the game. And there's some good candidates tonight. You could certainly think Torrin Hill of Centennial, and this man right there, that is Richard Rivera, the other Richard. That will happen. You'll get an Archuleta and Rivera back and forth from time to time, but that was a chain-moving run, and that is the kind of run that you want to have in the fourth quarter where you just impose your will on the opposition and show it and put a bruising exclamation point to this one.
Kevin, that is the game. That is the ice on the finishing touch right there. Rivera carrying multiple would-be tacklers, picking up 12 plus on that second down run, and that will ice it. They can take 3 knees, win the football game. What an outstanding performance for the Salpointe Lancers. I know we have many Tucson listeners on our YouTube stream right now. They came up on that 2.5-hour drive Friday afternoon all the way to Peoria in a place where not a lot of in-state teams have won, and Salpointe comes up here and gets it done here tonight. Wow.
Centennial did not lose a game on this turf a year ago. They went 6-0. One of the last programs that still have natural grass here as their surface, and that'll change in due time. How about Elijah Rushing, who graduated from Salpointe Catholic a year ago, on his way to Oregon? Guys like Keona Wilhite, Armani Sheriff, Thomas Regina. I think we saw Regina here tonight.
It's
nice win, Coach. Oh, sorry, Coach, my bad. I didn't even see who it was.
Yeah, that's funny. Salpointe is dominant. Just talking to some of the Salpointe coaches at halftime that were next to us in our booth as we're here in the stands in Centennial. They just impressed me, Kevin. I mean, really,
Big
offensively, their offensive line, they dominated this football game. Both sides, really, both sides dominated. I think Centennial, there's some holes. They found some success on the right side. Owen Reynoso, and not just the run game, but also catching out of the backfield and what he was able to do punt return-wise, I think total yards, all-purpose yards, he's probably at 100+. Salpointe, they dominated this football game. That was a well-prepared, really good scheme that I thought their coaches had. And how about their quarterbacks, man? Alvarez and Alvalar, who played a lot here in the third and fourth quarter, both getting it done.
Liked it both. Really liked how Race Alvarez threw the football down the field, took some chances, threw a really nice, pretty ball. Was accurate. And then, you mentioned it, but Centennial, it's interesting to see what develops with their quarterback situation with Manna, whether he got banged up or not. But we did realize that Ethan Beltran came in there and orchestrated a touchdown drive. But I thought that Haas Brown was big early, but late it was Torrin Hill with the contested catches in the end zone. I thought the freshman showed you something there.
Yeah, you're seeing glimpses, but it's a tough task to ask 14 and 15-year-olds to, hey, grow up when you have a gauntlet schedule like Centennial has, who, let's face it, it's the toughest schedule in the state of Arizona. But the tough thing is you're 0-4 now, and in all 4 games, Kevin, at one point there, I mean, 3 of them are 1 point or 1 score losses. The Brophy game there, it was also right there to the wire, but all 4 games were, you look back, maybe winnable for Centennial, and usually on the other side of that at 4-0. But now they're 0-4 to start the 2024 season, and Salpointe gets a huge statement victory in Peoria, moving to 2-1 on the season.
On the road.
On the road.
Big win for the first-year coach, Patrick Ryden, picking up where Eric Rogers left off. And as you mentioned, all the things that you just said, just a well-coached football team. There were mistakes in the second half. You know that the Centennial made adjustments as well, made things difficult, slowed this Lancer aerosol down. But using both quarterbacks, they were effective all night long.
Yeah, they really were. And, man, Alvarez really shined, really shined. And so I look at their situation, and we look at quarterback battles. We had Chandler a couple weeks ago, and they're doing the same exact thing, splitting time. And eventually
that's working for them?
Yeah, I think eventually, you do have to get into quarterback one. But what a luxury, right, to have depth at a position, to have all that. It's all good. I think one of the Centennial guys is yelling at us over here. I can't. It's always funny when someone talks to us, thinking we get to hear them.
Right.
Well,
let's be honest. We're both very approachable men. And
sure.
I don't know what the issues are. I want to thank Trey Clarkson, State Farm Insurance, the alum of the Lancers program. TC lit it up. I don't know if he played for Jim Reynolds or not, but TC lit it up in the backcourt for this Lancer basketball program. TC, sponsor of the Zone 48 Broadcast Network. By the way, for all of your insurance needs, contact Trey Clarkson, State Farm, for home, auto, motorcycle, boat, RV, and life. Call 623-432-1700. Trey Clarkson, State Farm Insurance. Before we part ways, who do you like as our player of the game? The Gatorade player of the game here. Maybe this is the Gatorade play of the game.
For sure. I mean, I have to give it – if I could give it to a unit, I would say Salpointe's offensive line. They dominated the football game in the just really working their way to the second level. They did a great job. It's here in pass pro, right? Just a great open pocket for Alvarez. If I had to give it to one so the unit-wise, I'm going to cheat and give it to that. Nate Spivey, we barely called his name, but I think you hit the nail on the coffin.
He was clutch.
That first play of the second half showed you, right, that, hey, this is still could be the best football player on the field here tonight. And just having that presence defensively as a ball hawk in the secondary and such a sure tackler. I love that kid, man. He's a stud.
You know what? Let's go unorthodox tonight because it was kind of an unorthodox type outing we saw on both sides. But Kaya Francone, 2 50-yard field goals. Has got to be the player of the game. He had a 51-yarder late, had a 50-yarder. He was clutch, and he also punted the football. Yeah, Kaya Francone, special teams player of the night and player of the game. It's gone final here, 27-23, where the Salpointe Catholic Lancers come away with a road win. They now are 2-1. Centennial 0-4 for the first time in the program's history. For our outstanding broadcast crew, I'm Kevin Derryberry with Cody Cameron. Until next time, so long for now. I don't know who our reporter is next week.
I thought that was awesome.